started making noise. So everybody, let's join Jesse Arnold and his buddy Curtis Akerman. Because when indulging in fine geekery, it's always best to bring a friend or two. Shooting the shell. Everybody loves shooting the shell. Shooting the shell. Let's start shooting the shell. You're gonna love it now. Let's start shooting the shell. Just might make you say wow. Let's enjoy some fun conversation. We'll be shooting the shell around the nation. Let's start shooting the shell.
Good morning. And it actually is morning, and I'm way too chipper right now. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I thought for sure you were gonna say good evening. I was like, oh,
I-
please.
I almost did. But good morning's the catchphrase whatever time of day it is. That's the whole point.
That works.
It is Sunday morning. I know there might be another show going on by people who may or may not be friends of ours. But you know what? We're consistent other than the time we start.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We don't know. There's a certain group of guys of Michigan. We love them, but you know, sometimes they go live, sometimes they don't. If they are at some point today, and you like watching that show, feel free to catch us on the replay if you need to. We're not trying to compete with anybody. I have to travel to Chicago in a couple hours, and so we weren't going to be able to do a show later tonight. So we wanted to do one in the morning. Plus, anytime that we do an early show, it gives us an opportunity to reach across the pond, as it were, and pull in some folks from over there that we don't get to talk to as much.
Yes,
So.
and we'll pull them up in just a second, but I wanted to address this comment. Our good friend Dylan, Legends Collector 1321, who I hear is getting a logo worked on by someone.
Oh, very
if they
nice.
ever get around to it. But he shit the shelf at work, and now he might need a new job. What should I do? First thing, Dylan, wipe, pull up, get a mop.
Yeah, and I would say, just to kind of clarify, it's shoot the shelf. Shoot.
No. I mean, he did say
No. I know what he said. I'm
Yeah,
saying. I think he misunderstood and did So
I mean, he shot the shelf with.
Well, he did shoot the shelf. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He just shot it.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but have you watched this week's Severance?
I have not. I'm way behind. I like to watch stuff with Darla, and she really just at some point this season was like, I'm done with this. She's like,
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. She was lost, and I was kind of lost too. And so, yeah. And with all the good shows on right now, like Reacher and Daredevil and stuff, like I will definitely catch up on it. I just got to do it on my own time.
Well,
so actually, I'll be by myself all week, so it'd be a good week to catch up on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a movie. The movie Paul came out a while ago where Nick Frost, Simon Pegg are touring America, and they get like an alien buddy. And there's a really great line that Bill Hader delivers. Like there's this crazy like religious guy chasing these guys down, and Bill Hader's like this like government agent, and the religious guy is like, I'm on a mission from God. And the guy and Bill Hader, like just dead serious, points his gun out the window at him. And he's like, tell him you failed, and shoots him. And I'm like, damn, that's a hard line for such a comedy movie, right? Well, I will say this. It's a line delivery. I'm not going to give the context or anything, but in this week's Severance, a character says, devour feculence. And that might be the hardest line I've ever heard in a movie, and is probably my favorite line of all time.
It may be a line that I don't even understand. I would need a dictionary for. So
it's great because that fits the context of the scene. So for those of you who can understand that, cool, Curtis, you'll figure it out when you get there. And I'll
figure it out when I learn how to get a dictionary and read at both. So I have both of those.
Yeah. I want to make that as a background on my Facebook page, but I don't know if that would get me kicked off. But anyway, speaking of kicking things off, we've got two awesome
Should
folks.
we do the chat first?
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry. It's morning. I'm all.
You're good.
Off.
You're good.
I mean, I'm always off my game, but that is my game.
You're quite chipper this morning. So I
had like 2 sips of a Monster, which normally I don't feel like gives me energy. I think I just have a lot to do today.
Here's a little behind the scenes, folks, just so you're aware. So when Jesse got on, it's just me and Jesse on here. And I'm trying to carry on a conversation with him, and like I couldn't get 2 words out of this guy. Like it was, he was either distracted or asleep. And then all of a sudden that music hit and he's like, "Hey, good morning, everybody." So there you go, just so you know. All right, let's see what we got out there. First off, we appreciate everybody joining us for the earlier time. No, that's not usual, and so thank you for making us a priority. We got JMax77 is in the house. We got Dub3. We got KB Toys. Hey, I used to visit you all the time. We got PB. PB is here. Jesse's in the chat and he's on the screen. Obviously, we got Legends Collector 1321. We saw that earlier. I got Joe Gonzalez here, mustachioed man. Jeremy Govier. Who left some Warlock? What's up, Jordan? They had a great show last night with David Bonner. Chris jumped on at one point, and the two of them talked a little toy industry.
Who?
Yeah. Chris Garwich from Four Horsemen Studios. They talked a little toy industry, and it was really, really good. So, got Brendan Higgins here, Chef Brendan Higgins. Captain Firebeard Baker, good friend Elijah. Got Endless Fables and scrolling. Darla Akerman, I know her. She's agreeing with Dub about something. Oh, about Reacher and Daredevil being good. Yeah, for sure. We got Uncle Bob. Oh, and Shelly is there as well. So
and Shelly.
Yep. And William is here, and Rob Zamora, which Rob has got the tribe later today. They're doing first 2 episodes back to back, and then it'll be alternating after that. So, but yeah, if you're into AWOC, definitely check that out. If you're not into AWOC, check it out. You may get into AWOC after seeing those guys and the excitement they have for that line. So.
And just to make sure people know, Curtis is saying AWOC. He is saying it correctly. He's not saying AWAC. So this is not about spy aircraft.
No. This is about those animal warriors of the kingdom. They have got a dog coming out that is smoking Black and Milds. And, as if dogs couldn't be cooler, right? But now they're smoking Black and Milds. Heck yeah. So, but Jesse, in the song, there's a little thing where it says to bring a friend or 2. So, I like when we do the or 2. What do you think?
You do. I know that you do. Yeah.
Do you like when we bring an or 2?
I like Curtis. I would do this show if it was just you and I.
Oh, nice.
But adding more people to the show, I mean, at some point it becomes unmanageable and it takes 2.5 hours to do shelf selections. But not that wasn't fun. But
I've got some shelf selections that I'm really excited. 2 of my shelf selections this week might be the most excited I've been for shelf selections this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we've been edging the audience and our guests by just having them sit backstage and
edging is
almost
good.
Teasing them up. So let's bring the boys on.
Before we do that, sorry, I got to
guys. Just so you know, guys in the background, just so you know, this is Curtis. I keep trying to bring you on, and Curtis keeps shutting me down.
Here's the thing, because I just realized this as you said that. Once these 2 come on screen and people hear them start talking and hear their accents, they're not going to listen to a damn word we say, right? Because they sound so damn sexy. So if there's anything that we need to discuss, like the 2 of us, we should probably get it out now because people are not going to hear a word we say the rest of the show. So,
I mean,
you got anything?
does it really matter what you and I say for the rest of the show anyway?
This is true. This is true. All right. Well, let's bring out the sexy voiced individuals.
All right. We may have forgotten to remind them that daylight saving happened early, so apologies if they don't look 100% camera ready, but I'm sure they do right out of bed.
Please, they're
welcome to the stage for the first time, and I believe he said this was his first time on a podcast.
And Jesse didn't even correct him that it's not a podcast. I was so proud of Jesse. I was so proud of him. Normally he goes, this isn't a podcast, it's a YouTube show, blah, blah. But he didn't even do it. I was so proud of you, man.
Well, thank you. I try to be aware of who I'm saying such things to. But before Curtis stops me from bringing him out one more time, welcome to Shooting the Shelf, the one and only Feizal.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Today we're calling this a podcast. In fact, I'm going to have Jesse just air the audio just so we can call it a podcast.
No.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Hello to my friends over the pond. Good morning to you all. And thanks for those that have got up early to see this.
Yeah. And there it is. Now that they've heard his voice, they're stopped listening to us. So,
well, before it gets completely carried away by adding the second voice, let's give a round digital warm of applause to both Feizal and
my recommendation. This next guy, my recommendation for the new James Bond.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's bring him on. Let's do as you come on, Cap, give us your best James Bond.
Gosh. Bond, James Bond.
There we go.
Good. So good. Yeah. What's going on, Elijah? It's been a bit.
Go. How's it going, guys? Yeah, all good, all good. Good to see you guys.
Great.
And I'm rocking my Shooting the Shelf badge.
Nice.
Oh.
Very
nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful. Hey, anybody out there that wants a Shooting the Shelf pin, we will have some available next week at MesquiCon, and you can get one and be just like Elijah. You may not sound as sexy, but you'll have the pin. So.
Now, guys, I've heard this from people on interviews and stuff, and it might just be because they're doing American talk shows, but I hear that like the British ladies like American accents. Do you have any comments on that? Not that you're British ladies, but like, is that something you've had friends?
Statement? I guess what Jesse's saying is, would he have a chance over there? What do you think?
Oh, too much of a chance.
Oh, very nice. I see a
for the record,
Jesse's future.
For the record, I went to England 4 times, and it was to see my then girlfriend, who is British. So
there you go. It sounds like
I'm just saying. Curtis is complaining that we're not going to get the attention over here, but just if any of your friends are watching, they might be paying attention to what we say. Is all I'm saying.
Gotcha. So if any of their friends are watching, we should really hit the American accents thick today, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Get Texas on them. They love the Tex. I don't know if Feizal would agree with this, but I think the Southern is like sort of the number one, like the sort of like, in terms of like how British people dig the accent. They love all American accent, but the Southern seems to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. A little Southern. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've read interesting things about that, where that has been that the Southern accent is just the British accent, like slowed down and drawn out a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Dylan's already booked his ticket, so he's on his way. Just so you know, Dylan is coming for your women, and when he flips that hair, I tell you what, man, you guys are in trouble.
Oh yeah.
I'd say be careful what you wish for.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Well, gentlemen,
wisest words ever said on this show.
Something that we do at the beginning of the show is a little thing called shelf selections. You guys are probably familiar with it because you do amazing photography as well, and I believe we've featured quite a bit of your guys' stuff on here. But we're gonna pull those up and take a look and kind of see what we got. So. First one this week, this is one of my picks. This is lights_cameras_action figures. And Man, I thought this came out really good. This is that like the Kingdom Come Superman and the Shazam that I know is available on 5K and a couple other places. It's the unlicensed ones, but they look so damn good, man. And this shot that he got with this, and then the added electricity and stuff, just looks really neat. Man, it looks like it's something straight out of a movie, but I thought it was pretty awesome. Jesse?
I'm just really happy that you are enjoying so many figures that come like completely like with soft goods. Like,
Never thought I would.
no,
I
like
came
you've
close
done a
to
complete
buying
like
this Shazam.
270,
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. It's kind of, you were kind of looking over your shoulder, but like sneeringly, and now you're all anyway. I don't
Well,
know.
it's always looked, when you have like that stretchy fabric over the whole figure, it's always looked really bad, but these look really good. Like it I don't know. It doesn't look like, I don't know. It looks good. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
It's a great photo. All I'm wondering is if Shazam said to Soups right before this, was like, do you know what happens to a Superman when he gets hit by lightning?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Oh man, that's such a terrible cheesy line. Okay. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened here, but it's like he said Shazam, like they're in a fight. Maybe Superman was even winning, and then all of a sudden he just like grabs him and says Shazam, and the lightning hits Superman instead of him is kind of what I'm expecting here. But man, that's awesome. All right, Feizal, what do you got here?
Yeah, this is a superb shot. Even with my own photography, I try to go for the cinematic, and this does look like a movie still. I have not delved into Photoshop or any kind of After Effects in post production, but when you see shots like that, it makes you want to. So I'm probably going to get involved at some point. But this is this is a winner for sure.
For sure.
Well done. Well done.
Elijah?
Yeah, Curtis, this is wicked. I mean, for some reason, the Heimlich maneuver just pops into my head. But I know that's not the intention here, and it's an amazing image. But yeah, the Heimlich maneuver, if you want to take it down that road. But yeah, it's a compliment perfectly. For me, this is the perfect use of effects without overdoing it in an image like this.
Yeah.
It's not too heavily effects-based. It's just that particular effect hitting the chest. But yeah, the lighting is beautiful, and the diorama looks fantastic as well.
Yeah, I mean, Shazam kicked on the grill. He had a few friends over. Stoops was just sucking down some glizzies, and all of a sudden, one of them got a little stuck there, and he had to get it out. So yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Superman done in by not chewing his hot dog properly.
Next one is one of Jesse's.
Yep.
So this is Manto Maru. I don't know. I can't see anything. I just saw this, and I think he did a version where it had like the title on it, like a comic book, but I really liked this movie poster look.
Yeah.
I could just see like all the fine font at the bottom, like starring blah, 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 produced, and it's just such an epic shot. It totally, makes me feel like I'm about to go on an adventure with these two, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole setup, like on top of the rock, and it we love our outdoor photography, which I know we got a couple experts on here that'll be able to talk to us about that here in a bit. But this isn't, but it looks like that. It looks like it's something where it's out on the on a cliff, and I love the one that's like crawling up the side there and stuff. Like, yeah, this is just really neat. Even like the little crow there is a nice little touch. So, Feizal.
Yeah, clearly, I'm a Conan fan, as I think all of us probably are.
Yeah.
But this reminds me of a lot of the artwork we've all grown up with, like obviously Frazetta and others. But he's nailed this setup. Yeah, like a film poster or straight on the cover of a comic book, and very much my kind of thing. Skeletons, barbarians, and yeah, it works for me. Well done.
Absolutely. Elijah?
Yeah, Curtis, this is a perfect image. Like you said, from the crow to the other characters, surrounding Conan, and I thought that was Red Sonja for a sec, but I think that's more just of someone who's going to be grateful that he's saved them.
Sonya.
Sonya, just gonna make it better, But yeah, the pose is beautiful. I'm not sure if that's layering in the background or if they've got like a PC screen behind them. But
My guess would be that it's a screen, but it looks good.
Perfect, yeah, fantastic image. Williams said a book cover, absolutely, comic book cover, graphic novel cover, yeah. And that slashing motion that's about to happen. Conan's not even bothered by the fact that he's got a sword, like centimeters from slashing him in the face.
Yeah,
so, love it.
Awesome. I believe the next one is from Elijah himself. So kick it away.
Yeah, I love this. This is awesome, man. He always takes brilliant images, and the motion of the blade, just inches from his face turns. I just love how he's captured that, and then the lighting as well, and even the gleam. I need to start learning how to do that. Like those effects where you make the sword or you make a blade look shiny. Like you have that sparkle on the edge. And what's the technical name? Is it a shimmer or some sort of glisten?
Sure.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know. I have no idea. So if somebody we got Dub3 out there. I know he does a lot of this stuff. He might be able to educate us. But yeah.
Jesse?
I just hear the sound effect. Like
for me, what with this, it's like that those slow motion turns in movies, like whether it's the Sherlock Holmes movies with RDJ or the like even Matrix or something, where like something like this will happen and he just dodges it and all of a sudden it like does the slow motion turnaround.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, I love this image.
Yeah. Jesse, thoughts on this?
I want to know what the story is here. It's just pulling me right into what's the conflict. Yeah, I was thinking lens flare, but I didn't know if that was right. I didn't want to go all J.J. Abrams and have the screen start making everybody go blind. But no, this shot I love the color temperature. Like it's it's kind of feels like one of those in movies they call it day for night, where they film it at night but then put like a blue filter over it to make it look like. Or they film it during the day and they put the blue filter to make it look like it was dark, so they still get all the light source and everything. And I this is a really fun shot and really fun figures. I actually have one of them sitting right next to me.
Yeah, and I also like the way that they like the darkness of the photography in this, because I know one of the knocks from some people on these figures is that they can look a little bit more kind of animated or I don't know, just more childlike, I guess. That's a really bad word to describe it, but just not as realistic. And I think the lighting and the way that this is done makes these figures look a lot more gritty and realistic. So but if you're interested in learning more about these figures, tune into the Tribe later today over on the Saturday Morning Toy Collector channel, where you can hear Rob Zamora, Mark Thomas, Andy the Collector, Jeff, Ray Evans, and other people talk about AWOC. So, Feizal, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the colors. But yeah, I agree with what you say in terms of I like to have my shots darker like this, where they're overlit. There's a danger of them looking like plastic toys. So yeah, you can actually you can hide a fair amount with a play of light and darkness. And yeah, this is a good example. I like the contrast between the figure nearer the screen, nearer the viewer, with the detail, and then the guy in the back. It's just a nice contrast between the two. It works. But yeah, the throwing axe, like I've not had anything airborne in my pictures. But yeah, I think I need to look into that because it's good storytelling.
For sure.
Totally.
All right. My next one here is from Toy Immersion. And listen, Sir Adalric isn't my favorite of the wave. In fact, it's probably my least favorite of the wave. He's a fancy boy, but apparently he can get down too. And here he is just knocking the jaw off of this zombie. I don't know if he knows that there's another one coming up behind him. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the next episode. But for this one here, man, he's clocking him good. So we'll go to Feizal next. What do you got on this one?
Love this shot. Obviously, I'm a fan of skeletons.
There you go.
But yeah, I need these zombies with the messed up faces in my life because they look awesome. I get what you're saying about Sir, whatever his name is.
Adalric, I think. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced like 10 different ways.
He's a bit of a fancy pants kind of for my style too. So I don't mind if they take him. But yeah, really, really good shot. Again, great storytelling, and you can feel, you can see where the shot's gone. It works. But yeah, I love that because.
I really like this Dio setup too. Like I don't know where he got this or if he made this, but like this kind of decrepit ruins, man, it's really well done. So Elijah, what you got?
Yeah, guys, this is a perfect setup for me. Everything about it, the atmosphere, the filter is used afterwards, the posing. I feel like Sir Adalric is about to. So once he's whacked this fella in the face, he's going to turn and he's going to hit the other one in to the left of his jaw with the shield, and then fly over the side of the back wall. That's kind of how
I kind of see this as the prequel to him becoming a skeleton because he doesn't even know that one's behind him, and yeah, he's done for. So, but Jesse, what do you got?
First thing I want to say is this picture is jaw dropping. Second thing I want to say is that Sir Adalric, he does come with a skeleton face plate to swap out. So, who knows if that means he dies or if that's just another option they give us. But I think he's one of those knights that, it's one of those people that people underestimate him because he's fancy to their demise. Kind of like, it's always the quiet ones, that do this. And, he's showy. So people are going to think, oh, he's not going to get himself dirty. And this shot, the way I'm seeing this, like it feels like a still right from a movie where, the big epic music has been playing. And maybe this is his end. Maybe it's like Boromir sacrificing himself to save the hobbits in, Fellowship. Where all of a sudden, like the music swells, and then it just the music just completely drops out, and it's just the brutal sounds of his mace and the shield and the bones and the rotten flesh crunching. Like it feels like a brutal moment. I love it.
Well, I got a question for Feizal on this one because it sounds like you're a little bit of a skeleton junkie. Do you think the skeletons and the zombies in Mythos, do they just get along all hunky-dory, or is there like one of them that kind of looks down on the other? Like do the zombies look down on the skeletons like you guys don't even have any flesh left or whatever? Or do the skeletons look down on the zombies and like you didn't even like fully commit to this? What do you think about the relationship between those two races?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think there's levels to it. I'm sure there's going to be a hierarchy of like flesh, rotten flesh, so hardly any flesh at all, bone, then like levels of bone. I don't know. But,
because you got even different colors of bone, right?
Yeah, you've got the different tones. But I think there are levels to this game. And I think to experience it, you have to become one of them.
Well, we all have a little skeleton inside of us anyway, so that's true. All right, next one is one of Jesse's.
So this is from our buddy Junkian Crafts and Builds. Really great shot. Again, it kind of evokes that kind of day for night kind of shot with like the darkness and. I just thought it was really cool. The shadows, it gives off a bit of a Mike Mignola feel. If he was a photographer instead of illustrating comic artist, and just like Brother Mandibulus like sneaking up on this new legendary barbarian. It's just it's or are they doing something together? I don't know. That's the good thing about a photograph is it pulls you into the story and makes you wonder what's going on.
I have a hard time believing this is a team up. I really love, like, to me, the great figure, the barbarian, Brother Mandibulus, probably still one of the coolest skeletons, if not the coolest skeleton. Love that figure, but to me, the thing that sells this is that whole sky in the back, that really deep blue with the the moonlight coming through the clouds and stuff. Man, that's just a beautiful background to this. So yeah, but I love it. This is great. Elijah, what you got?
Yeah, this is wicked. I love the atmosphere. It's just such a moodiness to it, and like dark deeds are at play. You know, it's about to get real brutal and wild very, very soon. You could say that, Conan or not Conan, sorry, is being sent. Is that Conan? Is that?
It's no. This is the new barbarian from. It's not Conan.
Yeah, not Conan.
Unquote, yeah.
I feel like the legendary barbarian could be getting sent into some sort of dark cave to retrieve something that Brother Mandibulus isn't allowed to somehow. So that's
okay. So you are also the mindset that it could be a team up.
I feel like it's more of a Yuzi situation. You know how Conan was in Conan the Destroyer? He was kind of deceived into believing that he could get Valeria resurrected by the Queen. It was all a lie, So that's what it feels like. I love it.
All right, Feizal, we got to go to you. You're the skeleton guy. So what's going on here? Is Brother Mandibulus using him? Are they teaming up, or is he getting ready to stab him in the back? What do we got going on here?
That look in Mandibulus' eyes. It's just nothing good. It's not going to end well. But I like the perspective. I've started doing shots like this with kind of two facing the camera, someone behind. But I like that style. It's a good storytelling again. But I definitely need a Co-Man / He-Man in my life. I'm going to have to wait until I come to Legion's Con, I think, until I can pick one up. I don't think we can get them here yet. But I love the background because that is a style that I quite like in my own photography. The night sky with the moon, and it just looks.
Well, I think Schmerber was picking one up at MosquitoCon for Elijah. I'll grab one too for you, and I'll have Schmerber just ship it over together. Sound good?
Yes.
That way you guys can both have one. I'm gonna pull this up from Tora Nerd. Says, great shot. I would have liked to see the moon on the other side of the sky to match the figure lighting. I didn't even catch that, but that's a good catch from a great photographer. There could be another light source is the only thing I would throw out there. Is it could be a different light source that we don't know of. But yeah, good call out. So
the Mike, the photographer, he did comment on the post after he shared it that he realized he put it on the wrong side.
Gotcha.
I see.
Yep. But still, great shot. And then this one is from Elijah. No, is that right? Did you pick that one? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love this shot. This isn't a new one. I saw this a while back, but for me, it's just so much fun. It's so playful, and obviously, there's skills being used here to give the impression that these birds are flying in the air. Unless I don't know, there's something else going on that we don't know about. But yeah, I imagine that they were layered or some sort of wiring that took place. And it looks like if you look really carefully above the chicken's lower back, and then it looks like there was some sort of wire that's all been blurred out. Not that I want to be the one to point that sort of stuff out, but it works anyway. That could easily be something else. But I feel like they've used some sort of wiring for it. But yeah, I love it. It's just so much fun. It's outside. It's my favorite.
I just hear like the original like NES music when I saw this picture. Like it just started like going through my head. Just a lot of fun. Like this is just a fun shot. It's not taking itself too seriously. It's just having a good time with it. So, Feizal.
Apologies to any vegans out there, but I love fried chicken. So this shot is a winner for me because it's got chickens in it.
Oh yeah.
um, yes, super fun. I mean, I tend to take my own photography a bit, maybe a bit too serious sometimes, with like super dark drama and evil and stuff. But when you see a fun shot like this, it's like you said with the Nintendo music, like it takes you back to like a lot of fun games we all grew up with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is again an outdoor shot. We love moss. Me and Elijah can probably talk for hours on just moss alone.
Oh yeah.
The moss and the background, yeah, really good shot. I like it.
All right, Jesse.
I mean, talk about getting henpecked. These skeletons.
Jesse's on fire today, folks. he's had a couple sips of Monster. Be prepared.
To be fair, I don't think it has anything to do with the Monster. I think it's just talking this early in the morning, and I'm not at work. Like I am not a morning person. So I'm on like I don't know.
You're very lively. We might have to move the show to earlier in the morning.
Oh no, I don't think I could maintain this on a weekly basis. But like normally, you're eating chicken as a kid, and you're supposed to like get all the meat off the bones. Well, the chicken are getting all the meat off of these bones and just going to town on these skeletons. I feel like Link maybe was like, oh, I underestimated what was about to happen here, and maybe he's feeling a little bad about sending the chickens after these guys. But I don't know. This is a great shot. It's a lot of fun. I love the serious stuff. I love the the big epic, like you were talking, Feizal. And but every now and then something like, well, more than every now and then, but shots like this just bring a smile to my face. This is really cool.
Well, just so you know, you got Darla with the whole meat on the bones thing. She was over there rolling. So, all right, here we go. My next one here is from a new up and coming artist in the community. He's done a few things. He's he's putting some stuff together. But in all seriousness, this is from Emil Wickman, who does amazing stuff. And I don't think this was attributed. I think I remember, if I read this right, that basically somebody commissioned him to do something and just told him to kind of create a new character and have some fun with it. And man, this thing is just super fucking cool. I'm sorry to curse, but wow. I love the use of the Artemis wings on there. That kind of Red Death waist piece, the torso, the paint on the head, and then how the arm like starts out like black and then goes into this like spotty black onto the brown. Like, man, this thing is, I don't know what this character's deal is or anything, but I am pulled in. Like, if this was a figure that was released by Four Horsemen, I would have to get it immediately. It is just, it's really cool. Yeah, I think this might be my favorite thing that Emil has done. So, so we'll go to Feizal next. What you got?
Yes.
That's all you got to say. Okay.
Thank you. No, yeah. I like my single shots. I call them kind of hero shots.
Mm-hmm.
With the lighting and the just to look at this figure, like she is absolutely badass. I don't go for bald women, but I could go for her. I mean,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, this works in every way. Like you said, with the black hung up the arms, and it's a great looking figure, and it is a dark one, so very much in my lane. I like it. Well done, Emil. Keep it going.
Yeah, I there's not too many times where I see a custom and I go, man, I really hope that the Horsemen kind of borrow this, but I would love for them to put this out. Elijah, what you got?
Yeah, this is a fantastic figure. She is she ticks many boxes, but I would say that I remember being with Jesse and Schmogaboa in Target, and before Legion's Con, the actual official Legion's Con, not us getting there days before. And literally, like, I was so tempted to start buying NECA gargoyles because I feel like they go with Mythic Legions so well, and I had to exercise self-control and only buy 2 Velociraptors from Jurassic World. But anyways, for me, NECA gargoyles go so well with Mythic Legions, but of course, tributes of gargoyles made from Mythic Legion's pieces, you know, they go even better, of course. So yeah, this is a excellent figure, and yeah, I would have said if it hadn't been a gargoyle, is that like war paint on the face? But knowing the gargoyles, that probably is a part of the actual skin.
Is that what this is supposed to be?
No, I don't think that is war paint on the face. But I feel
Okay.
like, yeah, because of knowing gargoyles, they do have those kind of, you know, with their skin, they do have the kind of parts that kind of go into different, I don't know, blend and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that is a brilliant figure, and yeah, I know what you mean. That would be very tempting to pick up if Four Horsemen just like use that.
This would be one of those ones where I'd have to like order a case of, right? I'd be like, not only do I want this, but I want a bunch for customs. Anyhow, Jesse, what you got?
I know I don't know if I still have the parts of a second Bastet or an Alithia, but I definitely need to use that recipe, the build, not to make this character, but you know, you can have your you know, Conan rescuing, you know, the maiden that's getting set, you know, offered up as a sacrifice, or you know, it's giving me ideas on what something to make. But this character in itself, yeah, definitely drawn in. The whole like black wraps on the dark brown skin, and it's just a really evocative character. That it's like, all right, what is this story? You know, I feel like maybe she can like merge in and out of shadows or something, and I don't know. It's really cool.
Oh
yeah. So on his Instagram, he said the quote that he got from the person that commissioned this was, "Make a fairy. Feel free to do a fairy custom any way you want." And wow. This is what came out of Emil's head. So,
guys, yeah. I wanted to say, do you know what? Earlier I was saying that with gargoyles, they do have that kind of, with their skin. When I thought about it, no, they don't. Like they don't. But I think this figure made me think that they did. But it's so unique in its own way, and yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe like dark fairy vibes going on there. But yeah, she is stunning, and I might have to commission Emil to make something similar at some point.
You know, and I think, you know, that's something about commissions too, that it's interesting to be able to kind of turn something over to somebody and just let them do what they do, right? Like I know one of the reasons why I've never done commissions is because I always, you know, I worry about you know, somebody like micromanaging what you're doing, like, oh, can you use this color or this thing and that, you know, kind of, you know, really kind of putting you in a box as far as what you can create. But like something like this, somebody just says, you know, make a fairy, do whatever you want. Like that's just, it's like opens up all the possibilities, and you can see like this is the kind of thing that Emil can do when you don't limit him to certain things. So yeah, this is beautiful.
Next, can you imagine someone cosplaying that?
Oh, yes, I could 100% see what is it? Simple Tricks and Nonsense. I could see them pulling this off for sure.
100%.
So,
I'm going to request that someone does not cosplay this at Legion's Con, because no one's going to be paying attention to any of the tables. I mean, no one will pay attention to the tables.
Yep. All right. Next one is from Elijah.
Yeah, you know what? This, for me, as much as it looks awesome, it's also the message behind it, which is we're in such an amazing community of people that are so quick. They're so far ahead. It's like they haven't even got the dragon in their hands yet, but they've already found a way to take like an epic shot and to kind of add effects and everything. It's like this is obviously taken, you know, at a con, or you know, it's obviously taken at a show, and already Sig has already, you know, edited and made their own shot, like it's taken in their bedroom or studio, or like they've already got it in their possession basically. And obviously it's a wicked shot to look at. I love the use of smoke and effects, and it's just, yeah, a wicked shot.
Jesse?
I don't really have words other than back the bay hashtag. No, but seriously, not trying to just be a product spot, you know, hype. This thing looks great, and just imagine what people like Sig and you guys, Feizal and Elijah, will be able to do once people get this thing in hand. And the epic shots when the articulation is like fully built in and everything, and it's not like the prototype like the shot is, and it's you know, this is a game changer, I think, and this shot is it makes you feel, I think this is why I like that at this point they're saying the dragons and mythos don't have riders. Nothing about this character makes me feel like he would submit to anyone crawling on his back and telling him what to do.
That being said, if you want your dragon to have a rider, and that's why you're purchasing it, have at it. Same way that they say, there's not really humans in Cosmic right now. You can make a human in Cosmic if you want to. So feel free to do what you want as long as you're buying this thing. We don't care what you do, right, Jesse?
Well, I won't say I don't care what you do as long as you're buying it. There are some lines that probably shouldn't be crossed. We're not going to talk about that here because I feel sick that the fact that even entered my brain, and I don't even know what that is because I'm not
straight up Rule 34 to Dragon.
No, I was
right.
I was like terrorizing your pets, scaring your neighbors, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Don't do that.
Well, I am excited to get a couple of these. One to have, just the way it is, and one to paint. And I think this has made me realize that once I do paint one, because it's going to take a long time to paint it, and there's going to be a lot of time and work put into it. And I think once it's done, like just me, I don't even have a setup that I could photo this thing without taking it outside, which, I mean, listen, we know some outdoor guys here that could help me out. But I think what I'm going to do is once I get mine done, painted, I think I'm going to drive up to Michigan and have Nate Strong do a photo shoot for it because I think it really deserves a nice photographer taking pictures of it. So that's my plan. But I'm really excited. I talked to Carrie this past week. I've got an interview coming up with her. It's how'd they do that? It'll be dropping on the 24th. And she talks a lot about the actual process of painting this dragon and just how long it took and how many trays of parts they brought in there and the details in the sculpt that like your dry brush just catches and it just sounds like a ton of fun. So yeah, I can't wait to paint this thing. But yeah, Jesse.
Real quick before we move on, I'm going to throw this out there. If anyone wants to commission a dragon, I will paint one. For the low cost of a dragon.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Fair. That's very fair.
Gotcha. Feizal, what you got?
That's me.
It is.
Yeah. I don't think I've exaggerated in saying that the dragon is kind of it's changed the landscape for action figures forever. It's like one of those big landmark times in action figure history. Brilliant job what they've done in terms of they've not even got the figure and they've been able to produce this. Very rich with just action with the smoke, the fire, the sparks. Hell yes. And I'm interested to see what people are going to do with this because the sheer dimensions when a lot of people get it, when they come down to photographing it, they'd be like, how? Because you're going to need, like, unless you use part of it, you're going to need like a very large diode. Or the best thing really is to get it outdoors. And then I'm not sure how many people are going to want to take this entire dragon outdoors in a wheelbarrow or something.
Can you imagine like a task? I know I saw your guys' video where you're kind of walking around like castle ruins and stuff. Can you imagine like people seeing you walk up with a dragon under your arm and you're just like walking around a castle?
Well, you got to get it. You got to get one of those like baby Bjorns or something. Right?
Oh yeah. No, guys. Feizal and I were talking with a friend of ours called Nick, who's from the UK, another one of the UK Mythic Legions fans. And we were saying, yeah, when it comes out, we're going to do a photo shoot. Like we're going to put the dragon on our shoulders like a parrot. And and we're going to take loads of images. And thing is, I'm sure people will put it on a lead. I can see Van doing that. I can see, I can see all kinds of crazy antics taking place with that. Someone might, put it on some sort of wheels and like just sort of wheel it along. I'm just so excited at everything that's going to come with people having this dragon.
And FYI, this dragon is now currently at 1,402 units sold. That is 70% of the way to the 2,000 mark in just over a week. So it looks like this definitely will fund. It's just a matter of how many stretch goals we get. So go in and get your order in today.
Do it.
Next one is one of my picks. This is our good friend Psycho Ed Eduardo de Jesus over on Latin Legions. Did a nice little photo here with a bunch of the skeletons, and he's got old Chico there in the background, which is the February head from the 12 from 25 from Emil Wickman. They just yesterday or Friday they revealed the March head, which is a really cool bug head with a bunch of eyes for Asphyxian. But yeah, great job from Ed here. This looks cool. Nice little, they're a little cornered, but I think they're all right. I think Chico will work his way out of this. So, Jesse, thoughts?
I just love the contrast between like the brighter colors on what I'm assuming are the heroic figures standing up against the skeletons and the background. It just really draws your eyes, right over the skeletons to the heroes. And yeah, this is a really fun shot. And yeah, he did a good job with that, Chico. Or is that one Patrick? I don't know. I don't know if that's one that got picked up or if that's one he did. I don't remember. But it's awesome, whoever did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Elijah.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love the skeletons. Yeah, like you said, cornering them. I'm sure they're going to come up with some sort of cunning plan to get out of this serious situation. And then even the song choice, Mama Said Knock You Out, is similar to what I think I take my photography really serious in terms of the stories. I'd never put like a hip hop song.
I didn't even think that.
But I appreciate it. Like when I see people do it, I'm always like, why didn't I do that? And then when
I'll be honest, I have no idea how to do that. Like I've seen we've done shelf selections for 3 years now, Jesse, and we've seen a ton of them that have the songs on it. I don't even know how you do. Is that like an option on there that you like click something when you're posting?
Oh yeah, we'll show you how to do it.
Okay,
it's super easy.
I've never even seen that as an option, so I might have to do some research. But yeah, I didn't even.
You might have to read. Song.
Yeah, that's probably the problem. I don't
or understand what the icons mean. I don't know. I'm not going to put it past you, but you would have to intentionally do that.
Yeah. Feizal, what you got?
Yeah, once you get started with the music, that's going to be the longest part of your post. You do the post and then try and decide what music. That's the challenge.
Oh yeah,
gotcha.
Super fun shot again. They look like they're on the edge of where they're standing, but if they turn around and jump hard enough, I think they can make it to the trees.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
A gamble, but when your back's against the wall.
There's an option that says add music.
These four steps,
and then does it do you have to have do you have to own the music to play?
Search for it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm such a noob.
You will have to choose what portion of the song you want to play.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Never once done that.
Favorite part of a song or something,
Yeah, it can sometimes if you asking Feizal, if Feizal knows already that we spend sometimes it takes 15 minutes for us to choose music choice.
Very nice. All right.
Yeah.
So I have got 2 more selections coming up, and these 2 were both new ones for me, and I think they're absolutely amazing artists. I was dumbfounded at how good these folks are. So like all the other ones, folks, if you weren't following any of these people, make sure that you follow them on Instagram. It'll make your Instagram feed cooler. But these 2 that I found this week, I'm super excited for. This first one here is Art of Garduño. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And these are all done with pastel pencils. And he has actual videos of kind of him drawing this stuff out and coloring it in. And it is unbelievable. You see these images sketched out, and all of a sudden he starts coloring it in, and it's like a person is coming to life out of the paint, out of the picture, out of the just white paper. It is unbelievable. And so he had said on the Batman one there, he kind of wanted to do a Viking-esque Batman, where it's a tattoo of the Bat logo on his chest, and that one's super cool. And then this Wonder Woman one, I sent a video to Jesse, and I was just astounded at how worked with pencils, somebody can just bring this to life. It's just really cool, folks. I was blown away. So, Jesse, thoughts?
I'm gonna swear here. You sent me that video, and the first thing I was like, I thought I was like, ah, fuck this guy. Like, because like you like now, it's amazing talent. Like I am blown away by the talent. Like in that video you watch, and you hear the pencil like scraping across the paper. Like it's like yeah, and just the fact that he can make the like that gold looks like it's reflecting, and like the sunlight, like it's just at first I thought it was like I was like, what, I thought it was like going to be a funny thing that Curtis said, like, oh, someone did a weird AI Wonder Woman thing, and then I watched it, and yeah, I was just like, but yeah, it's amazing, incredibly talented, and you know, it makes me regret not focusing more on art skills over my life, but this is absolutely beautiful.
Another thing I wanted to say too on this, I forgot, was not only am I amazed with what he's able to do with these pencils, but also just the knowledge of what areas should be shaded, what areas should be highlighted, like the fact that he's switching from one color to another to create those highlights and shading. It's pretty amazing the way that like his brain works, but then how he's able to create this by hand. But Elijah, what you got?
Yeah, these are phenomenal. I mean, from the skin tones to the reflections to the scenery. I mean, it's just amazing. Even if you look at the blade of the axe, and then you've got the scratches. Everything about these is just fantastic. I mean, yeah, you'd want to commission this person in a heartbeat if you had to get something like this done, because yeah, the artistry is there, and I know what you mean about the knowledge that you'd need to acquire to be able to pull this off. Even where the stomach of the Wonder Woman character is, and then that shading, the way it goes up, and the creases, and yeah, it's fantastic.
So good. Feizal.
I like curves. I like grass-fed girls. I like muscle. I like Batman. This has it all. Yeah, he's nailed this. Like, I mean, I went to art college for 3 years, but I didn't produce anything like this. He definitely knows what he's doing. But like, I've seen similar on some statues in Rome in terms of the material kind of taut against the body and the material. Yeah, details like that really like just jump out of the picture, because it gives it the realism. And, again, like, if you really know the body and how it works, how it's put together, especially with like the muscles and things, I mean, you can easily copy a picture and do the same thing. But if you've got a good understanding of how the body works, like, you know exactly how things should be, whether it's tense or relaxed or stretched and things. But yeah, this is high level work. Well done.
Yeah, and I also never knew that I needed a Viking Batman in my life, but I would love to see this movie. Like if they just did a movie where, in Viking times, like this guy decides to take on the image of a bat and like go after people. Like, I don't know. This just looks super cool.
They could go, because they did a samurai one. Oh, there's it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They did a samurai.
It's such a cool figure.
What was that, Jesse? What was that?
Helheim
comic book series. What is it?
Helheim.
Like, imagine Helheim, but with like this guy. Like, hell yeah, that would be great. All right, so the next one's another one I saw this week, and I think it might be the coolest painted head I've ever seen in my life. From sculpt to the paint job. And it is this one right here. This is Tiny Temper 1999. The sculpt was done by new _light_ club. And it's this Ghost Rider, sculpt where it's kind of going from the skull to the human, and like just the, like, I don't know, like all the just different colors and the shading and the 5 o'clock shadow and the anger and like the flame. this whole thing just really, I just stared at this for at least a good 10-15 minutes. I love all of this. It's just so great. So Jesse,
I don't I don't know what to say about this. F this guy too. No, it's awesome. I mean, I'm not alone in that, right? Like as artists and creative people, you see people that do stuff you do, and it's just like a bazillion miles away from what you do.
I'm astounded.
You just kind of like you get a little mad, and then you just appreciate the beauty and the are incredibly impressed at the talent, and because this is not like if this guy posts like, oh, it's my first time painting a head, like get lost. But no. I've also spent the last 45 years, painting statues and not action figures, that. But no, this is amazing. The detail on the sculpt is insane. The visualizing, like, I don't know if he's going from Ghost Rider turning back into Johnny, or if it's the other way around. If he's bursting into Ghost Rider and that skull is like wrapping on to like conceal his face. This is awesome.
Blake says, I'm liking this peppy, foul-mouthed morning, Jesse. I'm telling you, folks, we may need to move Shooting the Shelf to the morning. Jesse is like on the game today. Elijah, what you got on this one?
Yeah, first of all, I know what Jesse means. It's like when someone, for example, if someone's never been to the actual gym before and they go and bench like 120 pounds and then they say, I've never been to the gym, but for the last 20 years, like I've been lifting heavy crates, in a warehouse. So it's like, you have some experience in lifting heavy stuff, And so, but this is phenomenal. I mean, the head sculpt, to even sculpt something like this. I mean, I do want to get into sculpting, but this just looks wow. This like a big candle, but sort of ablaze. This, for me, this would be like the hardest part of the change because it's like mid-change. So even to think of this, like to decide and to determine how you want the design to look is one thing. And then to actually pull it off, amazing, just fantastic. This is just an epic head sculpt and painting.
I almost feel bad that this is on a Marvel Legend. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this deserves so much more. But yeah, Feizal, what you got?
Wow. This is gruesomely epic. The amount of sculpt detail that's in that, I mean, Ghost Rider's pretty damn cool, but this, I can see what you mean in terms of this is one of the best painted head sculpts you've seen. I think it's one of the best I've seen. Yeah. It deserves one of these.
Very nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Sure.
Dub3 says he likes the photo and Jesse is on fire. Jesse is on fire today. This is true.
No, that says like this photo. Jesse is on fire.
All right, that is it for shelf selections. I do have a few things to run through real quick. So we are at MesquiCon next weekend, Jesse and I. There's 2 Wolf King tables. One of them is going to feature myself and Stephen Bisciotti sharing a table. The other one is actually, I think Jesse's got it worked out. It's one section, but I think he's got it worked out to like 2 tables. But he's going to have all the Wolf King stuff there. On my section, I wanted to show some of the capes that I'm bringing from Darla, as well as something a little different. So this first one is the Sir Uksak cape that she did. It's funny because we had it last year at MesquiCon. Didn't really sell a whole lot. Had it at Legion's Con. We sold a few, but not a ton. And then they showed it on Forest Horseman O'Clock on this figure, and it like blew up, and everybody was hitting up my PM. So for anybody that's been asking or been wanting this, it will be available at MesquiCon. We've got 20 of them. That's it. So once they're gone, they're gone. But yeah, we will have this cape. We also have this.
No, hold on, go back. What is that? What is that handle?
What is what?
What is the handle of the hammer?
So I was not a huge fan of the fact that we just keep getting these like same weapons from the ogres, and this guy just felt like he needed instead of that spiky handle, he needed something a little bit more ornate and to go with him. So I actually took a Havoc staff from a Mondo Skeletor and destroyed it in order to create this handle for this hammer. So yeah, if anybody out there has a deluxe Mondo Skeletor and they're not using the Havoc staff, I would love to purchase one because mine is now Havoc staffless. And then this is the cape that's for the Sir Baradak or Lord Baradak that's coming out in All-Star 6. Once again, folks, we've had this at MesquiCon last year. We had it at Legions Con. Didn't get a lot of traction. I'm telling you, as soon as that figure comes out and they show it on that figure on Forest Horseman of the Clock, you're going to be like, man, I need that cape. So here it is on this figure, but I'm telling you, once it's on that Baradak, you're going to love it. So we've also got 20 of this one. This is something that she was kind of trying out just to see a little like powder blue with white. So the one side is white. You can flip it either way. So you can have it on the outside or inside, but one side is white. The other side is like a powder blue. And I think we've only got like 7 of this one. So just FYI, this one's really short supply. Then we've got this gray flannel hooded one. It's what we're saying that it's a dwarf size cape, but I wanted to show it on a 1.0 just so you guys can see it. It can be used on a 1.0 as well. It's just shorter. And then it's got that little brooch thing that she hand designs for the neck collar. So, so we've got, I want to say we got like 11 of those.
Dibs.
This one is the new one she just put together, this golden black, which I thought looked really good on this Magnus. I think we got like maybe 10 of those, if I remember right. And then this is our MesquiCon. I think we're calling it the debut. I don't think we're calling it exclusive. I think we're saying it's debuting at MesquiCon. But this is the one that we kind of talked about a couple months back when we had Pete on. And it's similar to that gray one that we just showed, but it's like a blue flannel. I really love this one. We've got 20 of this one as well. So
also dibs.
So these will all be available at MesquiCon. If you're there, great. If you're not, and you can find a mule, that's cool too. But yeah, they will all be at the table. $20 a piece for the capes. So it's funny because I was talking with Joe Vassapoli yesterday. He said, how long does it take Darla to make a cape from start to finish? And I had to think of it because she normally does them in like batches, right? So she does all the cutting and she'll do the wiring and the sewing and all this and that. So it's really hard to say on one. And I asked her and she kind of thought about it. She's like, from start to finish, probably about 6 hours. So,
Wow.
Between materials and time, we're not making money on this. In fact, we're losing money, but she enjoys doing it. She likes to provide these for the community. So if these are something that you're interested in, we will have them at the show.
They're gorgeous capes, guys. For me, every one of these capes, I'm sure you guys would agree, looks like it's meant to be with these figures. Like the first one, I thought that, and Jesse noticed the handle, of course. I thought that, I just thought that's how it came.
Yeah.
That cape is perfect. Like I would have sworn that with the character for sure.
Yeah,
For
she does a
folks at
good
home-
job of like whenever she's designing a cape, it like she'll kind of which figure is this going with? What does it look like? What's going on? Like so, it's not just like in a vacuum. This one we didn't. This one she was just kind of making a gray dwarf cape similar to the blue one, and I was like, well, let me see what it looks like on a 1.0, and I thought it looked pretty good. So, but yeah, so those will all be available. And now for something a little bit different. Last year, Jesse probably remembers, I had a mystery box at MesquiCon. And the mystery box was being sold for $100. It was the first person that came up that said they wanted to buy it. They could buy it and they would get the mystery box. What they didn't know was I actually lowered the price. It was only $50 when the person came to the table. I only charged half of what I said I was going to charge because that was part of the mystery. And it had a lot of goodies in it. Dokken, our good friend, bought the mystery box. And I think, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he was very happy with what he got in the mystery box. Well, we're continuing the mystery box this year, but it's a little bit different. This one is going to be free. And I'm telling everybody right now, it is free. and it's to the first person that comes up to me and says a certain phrase, which I'll give you here in a second. And this is custom fodder. And yes, that is finger painting done by me on this box. You have got my own finger painting. And inside this is stuff that when I got into Legions, I started collecting a bunch of fodder where I would see a figure either at a show or online or whatever, or something that somebody else made. And I would go, oh, I love that accessory, that hand, that arm, that whatever. I'll use that in a custom. And I just never did anything with it. So this fodder box has built up and built up and built up. And this thing is jammed packed. It says small on this box, but this is a small moving box from Home Depot. So this thing is pretty large. And it is just full of a bunch of goodness. And it'll be available to the first person on Saturday after the show opens that comes to my table and says the phrase, "Until next time, folks, keep creating." That is my sign off for the Art by Akerman channel. And if you come up to my table first and you say that phrase, you will get the custom fodder mystery box. Yes, Elijah.
Is it possible to send a courier?
If they make it to my table first and they say the phrase, yes. I will tell you, this thing is heavy as all get out and will probably cost a lot to ship.
Oh, man.
But there you go, folks. So we'll see who gets the mystery box. And that is everything that I had for today. So, Jesse, did you have anything that you wanted to put for MiskeeCon, or we good?
No, I don't have anything to show.
Okay. Will you be bringing stuff besides? Obviously, you'll have the Wolf King stuff, but are you bringing stuff for yourself? Okay. You want to let people know what you might have?
I have a couple customs. If you were at ZoloCon, you saw them that will be available for purchase. Some heads. I might get a couple things done this week before I leave. Well, I'm not sure. I am busy working on the Wolf King, like the four heads for the graveyard skeleton. I'm working on getting those done. So, so yeah. But yeah, I'll have all the Wolf King stuff. Excited to be there. Yeah, there will be some stuff. I will have some stuff to show off and some stuff to purchase of my own work. But yeah, it's mostly going to be the Wolf King stuff.
Any full customs?
At least 2 or 3 full customs.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome, folks. Well, we hope to see you there. The Mythic Meetup is next Friday. And my understanding is they have a time now. Apparently it's 7 p.m. For the Mythic Meetup. And that is Friday the 21st. And then the show is Saturday. I believe it's 10 to 5.
Yep.
But don't quote me on that. So, all right. Well, that's all the business out of the way. Guys, what I really wanted to talk to you guys about more than anything today was this outdoor photography. So, saw a little video a little bit ago on Elijah on your YouTube, Captain Firebeard Baker on YouTube, where you guys were kind of going out and you're around like these like castle ruins and stuff, and you're looking for spots that would make for great photography. And as I'm watching this, I'm listening to you guys kind of talk about this and set up and stuff. And I'm like, I would never even recognize, like, I would think, okay, this thing overall, like this place is a cool looking place. But as far as like finding the individual spots that would make a good photo, like I wouldn't even recognize those spots. So can you talk to us a little bit about just outdoor photography in general and how you guys go about it, and then how you find that perfect spot? And then also one thing that came up a few weeks ago was the timing, right? Because you're outdoors, so you're using outdoor lighting, which means that certain times of day that shot may look amazing, and other times of day that shot may look like complete garbage. So can you talk to us about kind of all of that, finding the spot, just doing it in general, and then the lighting? Either one of you, yeah, whoever wants to start.
All
right. I'll go. I've got to attribute my action figure photography to Elijah, because he's the man that got me into it. It was a long game. He kept working on me until I got figures, and now looking around the room I'm in, I'm surrounded by figures. That's only like about, I don't know, hundreds around me now.
Yeah.
But I initially first got into woodland photography end of 2019. So I don't know if you heard about all the COVID pandemic and things we had here. So with the first lockdowns we had, that really played into it because we were kind of restricted what we could do, but we were allowed to go outdoors to exercise. So I was finding everywhere possible remote woodland and things to go to with a new camera I just recently got from my birthday from my parents. So the main thing with me was for more of a mental health thing. One, getting out and about in a healthy place, and always been a kind of artistically creative person. I kind of added the photography to that. So once I linked up with this guy, and I saw him do some setups with Gears of War figures he had. I think it's the first time I saw him do it. And I was like, that's super cool. And then seeing the shots he was getting, I was like, these look really good. And then like the seed was planted, and he actually got me. What was it? It was Skullman, wasn't it? Yeah. Thanks to you got me. You gave me the Skullman you got from LegionsCon a while back, and that was my first entrance into the.
There's Jesse.
Shooting the shelf.
Oh,
I won it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a gift.
You won it. So,
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this guy.
Great figure. Yeah.
Nice,
nice.
nice neck
I like the fur.
Yeah, from Krampus. So that kind of tuned my eye in more where I'm a big tree person. I love trees. I hug trees. I talk to them. But I look for particularly crazy the older trees I can find, yews, beech trees, oak and that, hornbeams. And then also like funky, weird fungus and mushrooms and things. But then when you kind of, depending on what size your figures you're using, obviously we kind of use 1/12 scale, you kind of tune in where they would fit. So looking at hollows in trees, gaps in walls, just mossy, grassy knolls and things, like you start to have an idea of how things would look. And it's practice. The more you get out and have a look around, like the more you start seeing things. Even especially Elijah, even when you're not even going out to do actual figure photography, you'll be out going somewhere and you'll be like, oh, look at that spot there, or look at this spot here. And then you'll go back the next day and think, right, let's just do a
So does it just start happening over time that you start recognizing these spots? Like that just kind of like starts coming to you?
Yeah.
Or you have to like train your brain to like, hey, make sure you look for stuff. Like how is it? Is it natural, or do you have to like focus?
I mean, you could sit in a quiet place, dark room, and meditate, make it happen. But just getting out there and looking is that's the main thing. And it's so much fun to get outside and look for spots. When you find a great spot, it's like a great success.
Yeah.
But, it's fun. It's fun. I encourage more people to get their figures out, and about. Initially, when I first started, I was a bit
first step is to take them out of the box, right? Because we got some people that they don't even get that part down. So first off,
open them.
Yeah, if you're one of those inbox folks, come on, get it out of there first, and then
I mean, you could photograph them in a box outside if you wanted to.
That's what we need. We need outdoor photography from inbox collectors. That's what I want to start seeing.
I mean, I've not seen anyone do that yet. So,
has anyone done a cosplay where it's just a person with like a box around them and they've got a toy inside that you can't see because they're an inbox collector?
I hope so. I hope someone's done that, but someone should.
I would love to see
Jesse,
some outdoor photography inbox collecting. Yeah,
I'm claustrophobic.
Well, Elijah, I'm gonna go to you now because I think a lot of us, we talk a lot about on this channel about mental health, and a lot of us do things with toys that helps our mental health, whether it's just collecting in general, posing, displaying, photography, customizing, popping and swapping. there's just a lot of things that are good for our mental health. But the added thing of going out in nature and walking around and going on like these hikes and photo shoots adds an extra element of physical health as well, which I think is really cool that you're tying those two together. So it's, you're helping yourself up here and you're helping yourself physically, and you're just having fun and getting cool shots. So talk to us a little bit about that piece of it, if you could, like just the benefits of getting out and doing this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, there'll be times when, whether I'm by myself or with Feizal or with whoever, usually with Feizal, we don't always get shots, whether it's because sometimes something just doesn't work. Same way where you get a pencil and paper and something you want to draw is not coming out right, or you might be painting something and it's just not working how you wanted it to work. And, there's been times where either it's happened to both of us or one of us, it happened the other day where sometimes you get so caught up in the environment you're actually in, and you're being fed enough just from the walk and just from being out in nature that you don't even end up really taking many pictures, or especially pictures of the photography, because it's just enough to have gotten outside. It's like an excuse to go to one of these places and have an adventure. And it's, again, it depends. Obviously, everyone's got different bodies and everyone's got, it's different. Good for the mind and body, it is, Jeremy. Yeah, it is, it just going for a stroll. I mean, you don't even have to trek into a deep woodland. You can literally go into your garden, and just, obviously, if you can go a bit further than that, but depends on what someone's physical state is. You can go to, a local park, because London, is the biggest grey patch on the map in the whole of the UK, because it's such a big city. But we've still got big parks. We've still got places you can actually go. Like even where I live, we've still got parks nearby that you can take a stroll along. And I live next to the Thames. The Thames is literally just over there, like a minute away. And the benefits of just walking around and being outside, and not everyone smokes and has a dog, so you don't always. Some people feel like they need an excuse to be outside by themselves, and you don't. You could just go for a walk, But it's sometimes I think the social aspect of it can kind of got into some people's heads maybe, and made them think that they can't just be seen outside, and even it's funny,
especially outside holding a toy, right? Like what are people thinking and all that? Yeah.
There is that. It kind of reminds me of the first time I went to the cinema by myself, and just like I remember the first time I went, I thought, am I going to see like an ex-girlfriend with a new fella, and I'm just going to be like in the corner with a big bag of popcorn looking a bit strange, And then you go and watch it, like that's actually quite fun. Like it's actually nice because everyone's watched a film at home by themselves before, but the idea of going out to be by yourself is strange to some people, But in terms of with the figures, when I first started going with the toys, like especially if I'm by myself, you do think, oh, am I going to like see like a random family with their kids, and I'm going to look strange as an adult with a toy in the woods, like like sort of the child catcher. I was like, I can come across a bit odd, like what's he doing? But that's never happened. No one's ever like, because I don't give off those vibes. So like people, if you ask Feizal as well, like people often stop and they're genuinely curious, and a lot of people are left quite intrigued, and some people have even followed us before from me, and I was like, you met also sorry guys, you meet so many amazing people doing this. Like because you meet bird watchers.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta interrupt, because when you said that, I kind of imagined that the scene from Forrest Gump where he's like going across the country and all of a sudden like he just gets more and more people following him. I just picture you guys now walking around with your toys with like 20-30 people following behind you, just watching you do setups and shots.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get
Elijah, where are you going? I'm taking pictures.
No, literally. I mean, the thing is, Feizal and I, we tend to go out and do this in places where it could get busy when it's not busy, because you just do your concentration. Like it's because imagine you being indoors and taking a picture is one thing, but when you're outside and you've got an audience, and some people just don't understand what you're doing as an adult with toys, But then sometimes I feel like whatever, like just end up going out, and then you do get, it's like I've had situations where like young kids have walked up and stood right next to me, just like sort of watching what I'm doing and not speaking for like 2 minutes, and it's kind of funny, like you just say, hey, like but you just got to communicate, and just people can see what you're doing, see you got camera, you see you're doing some sort of setup, and I'll often find myself like explaining what I'm doing to people when they see me. And Feizal and I the other day we was along the Thames, and we met a guy who works for like the Mudlarking Society or something. Like he's in charge of monitoring. He's like a bailiff for what does he do? Feizal?
Do you know? Have you heard of mudlarking?
Yeah, have you guys heard of that? Oh,
It's kind of a hobby where people go out into rivers when the tide's out and collect loads of bits and pieces they find, like old bits of pottery, or you can find like, I don't know, shell things and things like
a skull.
It's similar to like people that are magnet fishing.
So he's got his own weird hobby.
Water.
So he's not.
But yeah, there's a guy we met who's a bailiff who's in charge of that, because you have to apply for a permit. Yeah, yeah, really interesting guy, and he was like quite interested in what we were doing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you always meet interesting people.
Yeah, and it's even with that. The irony is that started off mainly with poor people, who were looking for scraps to sell, basically, like looking for things to salvage, and now it's become really like sort of sophisticated, where like you needed like if I was a permit, and there's actually people that monitor along the Thames, and if you're caught doing that without a permit, then I mean they'll just tell you to stop, basically. But yeah, there's like a penalty if you're caught looking for scraps along the Thames. But
okay. I just want to get this right. Yeah, I just want to get
political
this
commentary.
Wrap my head around this. So what you're saying is that poor people, homeless people, were going around doing this thing, and people were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then they thought, "Oh, that's kind of cool. You're not allowed to do it anymore. Only these people that get permits are allowed to do it. Like, we're taking the one fun activity that you have, we're going to take away from you, and we're going to make sure that only people with funds can do it now."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, finding keepers is not a thing anymore.
There's a waiting list as well. There's actually
Go UK.
I'm not saying it's on the same level, but at least everybody's government is messed up to some degree.
Oh yeah. I mean,
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
The man told us there was a waiting list to get on it as well, and he's got about 5 to 6 people that are waiting.
Yeah, they only give so many permits a year, and if you don't have a permit, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but you're basically like cleaning the area around the river, right? Like you're basically clean. Why wouldn't they want everybody to do that?
Just in case you find something really valuable.
Yeah, valuable things. Just people try and find like historic artifacts.
Oh yeah.
We don't want kind of everybody just going around picking up our trash. Okay, you leave that trash for somebody that's authorized.
Right. Find the trash. Yeah. But yeah, just to add to your point as well, yeah, for me, it's, even that whole idea of action figure photography, like it's, there's pictures of me. I'm sure there's pictures of all of us as kids, and we've even seen some on the intro of Shooting the Shelf, where you're a kid with toys, and you're playing with them in your living room, and there's pictures of me with my action men, with like the big G.I. Joe type characters in my garden, like as a kid, just in the grass, like in the long blades of grass, and I'm just there smiling. So it's something that we've always done, most of us who've like had the privilege of having toys as kids. And yeah, just as an adult, we could just make it a bit more sophisticated now, we can sort of, but it's amazing because there's so many, like, with Feizal will tell you, like, it turns into a proper operation sometimes, but what we're doing, because like I've got the wet wipes, and we've got some cashew nuts just in case we get a bit peckish and we're very deep in the woods and there's no food around.
Yeah.
And you got your wet wipes, because if you get your fingers in the mud or the dirt, all of a sudden you need to clean them. And yeah, it can get. I need to get some Wellington boots, actually, some wellies, because I want to start getting in the river streams properly, and a ladder. And anyways, yeah, but that's a different part of it.
Yeah. So tell us a little about the lighting, okay? Because we know, like, we talk to these really good photographers that we know, whether it's Trevor Williams or Nate Strong or any of those, and like they've got these setups where they've got lights above and sides and bounce cards and all this kind of stuff going on, and you guys are using the sun. So how do you make sure that you have the right lighting that you need for an outdoor shot?
We pray to the sun gods.
That's kind of what I was figuring. Okay.
But I mean, it's mainly the sun, but sometimes we do use
Gotcha. Is that like a lume cube? Is that what you got?
Yeah, these are like the Ulanzi VL49s. I picked some of these up on eBay for like £12-15, like $20 kind of thing. These are pretty cheap. bendable tripod. You can wrap around tree branches and walls and things. But normally take a few of these. More so when it's low light. If it's bright, like more in the midday, then those lights aren't really going to do anything. So then you need to play with light. I prefer not to go out. I'm not always a big fan of kind of like midday where the sun's directly above you,
Right.
because with the bright sunlight, it tends to blow out your image. Sometimes it's overexposed, and even in post.
For those of us not in the know, what does that mean? Blow it out and overexpose? Like what is that? What does that terminology mean?
Yeah, like you see on my face
When you
now,
go to
there's like
Taco Bell.
yeah.
Sorry.
But you see, like on the side of my face, the lights on
Right.
the side of my face. If it's way too bright, it just looks like a big white blob on the side of my face. Yeah, like Elijah's face now.
Okay.
And that's difficult to fix in editing. And kind of the picture's kind of ruined, really. So I prefer. I think my favourite times are early in the morning. The sun's lower, or in the kind of golden, in the like first hour or last hour. But the light's lower. The light's coming at much more of an angle. Then you really play with light and dark. So
do you ever find yourself like setting up a shot and going, I need to wait 5 minutes, or I need to wait 20 minutes or whatever until this is going to be lit up perfectly, or you just kind of
what I have found with that is sometimes if you've got like branches above you and it's a bit windy, the leaves are blowing around. If you have a setup and like the lights coming and going, where like the shadows of leaves and things are kind of going into the picture. So the beauty with digital photography, you can just snap away.
Yeah, and then pick the best one.
Yeah, go through them. You can always bin the bad ones. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, like a yeah.
Are you guys using like similar camera setups, or what are you using to do your photography?
Very different. Elijah uses his phone.
Ah, very nice. That's what I do.
And I have.
Gotcha.
I have one of these.
Yeah, it's
So
always
then-
an interesting. I always take it as a really nice compliment when people comment on a picture and it goes, "Oh, what's your shutter speed? Like, what's your lenses and all this stuff?" And I'm just like,
It's a phone.
yeah. I'm like, it's and Feizal will say like it's not majorly different sometimes, right, Feiz, in terms of the phones compared to the.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly Elijah's pictures, I'm probably biased, but the clarity and what he can do, what people can do with a. I mean, you can make a short film, you can make a movie with phones these days. So the quality and the clarity you get for them. Like he's actually got more megapixels on his camera than I have on his phone than I have on my camera. Mine's only a 16.2 megapixel camera, so I have to work a bit more with it. But with his phone, it's
So
like
just okay pixels.
540.
Sorry.
His are mega.
Sorry.
Yours are just okay. They're all right pixels. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about pixels.
Mediocre pixels.
Yeah, I think you can do incredible things, which I think a lot of people that photograph figures use their phones.
Yeah.
Because you've got great cameras in them. If you want to start playing around a lot more, then you get into the manual settings of cameras and different lenses and filters and things. You can really get into that. Started to explore that yet, but yeah, you can get similar shots with a camera as you can do a phone. But just I mean, I'd say start off with what you've got, and if you want to. Yeah, good camera, good phone. But if you want to experiment further down the line, then do that. But don't kind of like kill your budget jumping in the deep end if you don't know what you're doing really. Like just get started with what you have, and take it from there.
All right. I need to step away for just a second, but I will be right back. Jesse, you got this.
What? I don't know what to do. No, kidding. I made the bad decision to make a joke. See, I'm always going to segue into food talk just because now I made a joke about Taco Bell and now I want to go get Taco Bell. No, okay. So Feizal, what kind of camera do you have there? I didn't see clearly. What
I have.
Canon?
It's a Panasonic. It's a Panasonic
Okay.
Panasonic Lumix G6 DMC, but it's a mirrorless camera, so slightly smaller than a normal DSLR. Smaller, a bit lighter. The lenses are smaller, so you have slightly less choice in lenses you can put on them. But yeah, it's that's the only camera I've had since I started, and yeah, like I'm a fan. It's particularly good, I think, with figure photography. If you want to go into like portrait, or I think you need like a full frame camera, like a proper size, like a large size DSLR. But for what I do, I think it's ideal. But there's a lot of mirrorless cameras out there now. A lot of good deals, and I got that on eBay. There's a lot of good deals around.
Well, very cool. I know you guys both have very active and very impressive Instagram accounts. So make sure folks watching the show, and I should have the links in the description as well, but check out. All right, I'm going to let you say it because I don't want to butcher your last name.
The trick of my last name is if you say Hocus Pocus or Diplodocus, it just rolls off the tongue. Feizal, Mowlabocus.
Okay.
Mowlabocus, yeah.
Gotcha. Mowlabocus. Okay. So Feizal _ Mowlabocus.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Lots of awesome stuff. You know what? Why, I'm
Thank
talking
you.
about it. Why don't I just bring it up, and then we'll come over to Elijah's in a second. So folks, yeah, check out Feizal right here.
Look at that cheesy grin.
I mean, toy shots, self-portraits, cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple types of cannons. There's your trees.
Trees, loving trees.
Which I gotta say, that brought me. Okay, I wanted to ask this. I know it unfortunately was vandalized and torn down, but did either of you ever get to see what was it? Was it a sycamore, the gap tree in
Sycamore Gap
at
Hadrian's Wall up in I hadn't seen it in person, but yeah, I'm not gonna say it didn't affect me. I swore quite a lot when that happened. But the thing is, it wasn't completely destroyed. They essentially coppiced it. So where they've cut it low in the trunk, like that tree will grow back. It took a long time to get back as it was, but you said it in forestry anyway. Normally at the end of the year, they tend to coppice a lot of woodland. It's mainly to produce more wood. So they'll cut about quite low to the ground, use that timber, but then those trees will grow back. So they haven't destroyed it totally, but I have no idea why the hell they would want to do that. I don't think we've ever found out why they wanted to do that. But I'd quite like to meet those guys if I had the chance.
Okay.
All right.
And then another tree, it's also in Robin Hood, but I've seen it in other movies too. It's when they're sitting around the campfire, and they're the Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner. They're sitting around the campfire. It's kind of when the merry men are first starting to kind of come together out in the woods, and it's that tree with really low to the ground branches, but it's big.
It's probably
I don't know if it has but like there's big, like the kids sitting up in the branch while the guys are all talking, and
I have to watch that again now, because I know where they filmed that near it wasn't far from Pinewood Studios. It's a place called High Beaches, but it's a woodland near Pinewood Studios, famous studios, and I think the predominant tree there is the beech tree, Fagus sylvatica, for those who would like to know that. But they are beech pollard. So when you pollard a tree, is again they're cut in such a way so that cattle don't eat the leaves. So you get like the trunk, and then they'll spread out. So they're kind of like above like grazing cattle height. So when you look up like a pollard, like when you pollard a tree, but I think that it's probably beech pollards because they'll spread out and then great to kind of sit on and things. So it might well be that, but I've got to watch the film again now, which it's hardly a hardship. It's all about Alan Rickman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hired.
Who's this fella?
Hey, it's my buddy. It's my friend that I work with. That's his dog Hercules, a Caucasian Shepherd. He's only 2 years old. It's about, I don't know. You guys work in pounds, so he's like 120 pounds now. But in a year and a half, he'd be fully grown and he'd be closer to 200 pounds.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So
that's my kind of dog.
He's huge, and he's just a big softie, and he loves me. So yeah.
I got to pull this up because Curtis made the PB&J collaboration come to be. So got to show off the squirrels.
Oh yeah.
That's also the benefit of bringing nuts with you. Thanks to Elijah.
That's awesome.
Elijah has some catch. So he was doing a really cool setup. Yeah, he was doing a setup, and he had some cashews. I went, bro, can I take some cashews? And I was feeding this squirrel, and that allowed me to get really good shots. So yeah, it's the easy way of doing it.
I actually have this thing in front of my house. It's called a nut bar, and it's like holds a bunch of nuts, and then there's like little bar stools and stuff on it, and we fill it up with almonds, and because apparently squirrels love almonds, and we just sit there and we'll just watch they'll come running out of the tree, go over, grab a bunch of them, and they bury them all over the freaking yard. It's like, dude, I'll just put out more. You don't have to save it. It's all right. But,
did you ever see that video of the people? They have like a big, I don't know if it was a Bernese Mountain Dog or something else, but it's a big hairy, kind of like your friend's dog Hercules there with shaggy hair, and they have like a pet squirrel as well, or maybe it was a chipmunk, but like it's like digging into the side of the dog, trying to like bury the nuts like in the dog's fur, and the dog's just looking at it like, what are you doing, dude?
So like this, I don't think go back one. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my life. And if I did, I probably wouldn't go, man, this would be a great spot to set up a shop. But this looks amazing. I love this. It's awesome.
That was a great find. It's in an area called Tunbridge Wells, very posh area. Lots of fun in that area. But there's a lot of sandstone rock, so it's very famous area for rock climbers. But this is called Erridge Rocks, and this is like prehistoric sandstone. This is like millions of years old. But that was over the edge is about a 20-foot drop. But I just because there's a walkway you can get through to that spot, and I just saw this mini pool. I've been there previously, but the time I went with Elijah, that pool was dried up. But luckily, Elijah had a bottle of water with him. So I kind of filled it back up with water, just so I can get the shot. But yeah, a great location for photography.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like it's like his little hot tub and stuff. And I know you've done a few shots with like this like gladiator build with the skeleton head on it, which I fucking love. Like I absolutely love the skeleton head on that. I never would have thought to do that, but it's just such a cool build. So
this guy,
there he is.
Like just a simple swap, and it just looks so freaking good. I love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I love this guy.
Yeah.
This is not to put anybody down that does like the in camera After Effects stuff to their photos, but you were able to grab this. This is one of the benefits of going outside, and it's probably just the haze of the day, but like that over the trees covered in moss in the background, and this doesn't feel like, oh, I popped these figures down and nature was just like this. But like, I think a lot of us who don't go out and do these kind of things, need to get back outside and see that, not everything is photoshopped or
Yeah.
CGI in movies. Like there is real beauty in the world to go witness.
Oh yeah.
Well,
The crazy thing with this shot.
Go ahead.
The crazy thing with that shot is it's literally I just put the figures down and posed them, like nature did the rest, because that was a really foggy day, and you had this like really cool foggy mist. It's quite chilly. It was kind of my favourite conditions to get out and about, just photograph in the woods anyway. But with the figures, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get some shots today. So,
And this guy's going to catch a cold with his bare feet and no jacket.
I was just gonna say, like a lot of photographers that are doing the indoor photography spend a lot of time trying to mimic outdoor, mimic nature, whether it's through diodes and LCD screens and little things that they picked up from the pet shop, from fish tanks and stuff. And it's like, if you're out in nature, you don't have to mimic nature; it just is nature, right?
Yeah. I mean, do you know what, Curtis? I was gonna say, if you go back to that shot just there, guys, the
Which one?
The demon one,
the hot tub.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
Funny enough, just as I was thinking to mention, the demon
Which
realm.
one?
The demon one back. There you go. Yep.
This coincides perfectly with what I was going to say about sometimes the perfect blend. Because what you see in this is indoor photography, but what they're encased in is from nature, as Feizal will explain it.
Yeah, like the I have like a diode setup I have at home. So if the weather's crap out, it's raining or whatever, I'm not going to get out. Then, or sometimes it's the anxiety. Sometimes I can't always get out. I don't always feel great to get out. But I have my setup indoors with my little diode I've made. But the diode piece is real wood. It's dead wood. I kind of acquired from a woodland.
Did you have a permit for that? I mean, of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all the paperwork's in order. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that perfect blend, and like even with foraging guys, you go out and you get like people can go and get little, go and get twigs or go and get rocks from the beach and just obviously sometimes you don't want to bring them in your house, so you can do them maybe in your garden or just put some sort of big base down made out of an old broken table, or even go to your local dump and pick something up. There you go. There it is, guys.
Nice.
There's the demon realm.
That's really cool.
So that's just on it's on like a plant tray with just loose wood and things.
Everyone can find these pieces. Everyone can find these.
That's
I feel like that's a good band name.
What?
Loose Wood.
Oh, I thought Demon Realm. That's awesome name.
Yeah, both of them work.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
You
shot.
start your band, Jesse. I'll start mine. We'll see who has the most success. I'm going Demon Realm.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So nature shots.
Thank you.
Man, that just looks like where Merry and Pippin are in Isengard at the beginning of Return of the King.
Oh yeah.
When they're going to the country.
Yeah, that's Lesnar's Abbey.
I know you were talking about kind of like some anxiety and not feeling like getting out and stuff. Sometimes when I'm feeling like that with painting, like if I don't know, I'm just not into it, I'm not feeling it, but I know it'll be good for my mental health. Sometimes I'll just kind of like try to trick myself. Like I'll say, hey, just do like 10-15 minutes of dry brushing. That's it. That's all I want you to do today is just 10-15 minutes of dry brushing. And then I get into it and I start having fun. And next thing you know, 2-3 hours have passed and I've gotten like a whole custom painted or whatever. Do you ever have anything like that where you're like, hey, I'm just going to go out for a little bit. I'm just going to take one shot, or I'm just going to, whatever. I'm going to go for a walk. I may not even take any pictures, but I'm just going to go for a walk. And then all of a sudden it just turns into something more.
For myself, unfortunately not. I'll kind of like think the day before, like, yeah, tomorrow I'm definitely going to go out. And I'll kind of look up on maps and see where I want to go. But I have to have in my head, like, I need to know where I'm going to park. I've got my route. Like, I've been out before, and I've not been feeling that great. And I've only just turning around because coming straight back home, and not in the best state. The best thing is this guy, Elijah, because when he says, "Oh, bro, are you free tomorrow? Let's go out." I'm like 100%. Like, I don't think I've ever said no when he says you want to go out, because when you're with, like, I mean, he's as close to a brother, really. Like, he's, you know, we call each other brother. I call a lot of people bro, but like, he is like a brother.
I gotta say, I love the way you guys say brother. It's like the best word ever. Is an English person saying brother is like the best word in existence. So
yes, my brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Same with you,
brother.
I love it.
It's the same with you Americans saying awesome. No, like, we don't say awesome how you guys do. You know, ours sounds a bit too posh and proper. Like, you know, awesome.
No, you guys say fucking awesome. So
awesome.
good.
You know, it sounds better.
It's great.
Yeah, but when you're with someone, you're so. I could be myself. I could be a complete goofball, nerd, buffoon with this guy, and would just be myself, and then I'm good to go. So with him, or in some of the pictures, you can see this other guy with like a crazy beard who looks like a wizard. It's a friend of mine, Dan. Yeah. He's we're trying to get him into Mythics. But yeah, he does good dinosaur photography. Actually, he's got dinosaurs he photographs. But either with him or with Elijah, like, I can go anywhere really, and I'll be happy. I'm sure it's probably like you guys. I know you guys are quite close, but I can't wait to meet you guys actually in November.
we're about 10 hours apart, maybe 12. So it's a little
close. I mean, as friends. As
yeah.
friends,
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
I knew you meant as
we are
friends.
close enough that we'll see each other next weekend. So.
And we both went, but we had different logic in our head as to why.
It's like this guy, this jabron, it's okay.
You know that if you guys live, because Feizal and I live about 40-minute drive away, Feiz, if that, maybe not longer.
Probably 25 on no traffic.
With no traffic, yeah. So if you guys lived as close as we did, you probably would see each other.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, you know, Sunday dinner, that sort of stuff. So
he just said, meh. All right, so I need you guys to enable me here real quick. Let me throw myself.
Go ahead and
do
it, Curtis.
I'm bigging myself. All right,
You're
so I've got this custom figure. This is just a green armory knight. Giving him what is it? Faustia's mace topper, Dorina's shield, and then this head was one that I got from Bear Blaze that he just did an amazing job of. So I am going to be out of normally St. Patty's Day. You know, I have corned beef and cabbage here with the family. I watch Boondock Saints. It's like a whole tradition, but I'm going to be out of town, and I'm out of town on work. I'm going to be in Chicago, and they do this whole thing where they like you know, paint color the water green and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to be right across from it. So I'm bringing this guy with me. So what kind of advice would you have for me to get a good outdoor shot for St. Patty's Day with this guy?
It's the Leprechaun Man. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, first of all, that's a great figure. I mean, that is full on Leprechaun. But like a Leprechaun with the twist vibes. Sorry, Jesse.
Can I interrupt real quick? I just want to make sure that Curtis knows he's asking two Brits about how to photograph something Irish.
But it's really just about outdoor. Yeah.
That's okay. I'm Irish too.
There you go.
Okay.
That's all right. I think we can deal with that.
Okay, that's grand. You know, we don't mind. We'll just go for it and see what happens. You know, or talk like John from John Corker. Really soothing voice like that. Love John's voice.
Wow.
Yeah, do
This
fuck on
is
right.
great.
Just want to talk you from
John's
Belfast.
so relaxing to listen
Oh.
to. It's just, it just.
I think you guys both just got pulled into Euro Legions. Like you guys are
home.
official Euro Legions now.
Yeah.
No, that's why I think we can deal with that
We
quite
can
quite
deal with
well.
that. No problem. No problem. Darling, no. But I would say, you know, first, you know, so I'm sure Faisal's got ideas as well. Do you know what, guys? Maybe look for. I mean, moss comes to mind because it's green, and I mean, obviously, there's probably different kinds of moss, but I think of green moss. Just like even if you like, even like a plant pot can work. You know, like I know it's, you know, even like outside of hotels and whatnot, outside of buildings, you might have really big plant pots or that kind of thing. You can just quickly pop and get a shot, or you can get, you know, like with perspectives, you can have the background. Like it could be a background that is actually to scale, but the way you take it's you can make it look that way. So, and sometimes you don't have to get the full body in there either. You know, just like this part, for example, like looking to the side, and then you've got the background there. So anything like that can work pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be right next to Lake Michigan where there's like a park there. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's probably some good spots in the park. So,
golden, man, some rocks.
and you guys, and so your advice would be early morning, like or late as the sun's getting ready to start going down.
Golden hour, yeah, as someone mentioned earlier.
So what is okay? I heard that. So golden hour is what, like an hour or two before the sun is gone. That basically
an hour before. Yeah, an hour before sunset.
Okay.
And that's when all the fairies and imps and magical creatures come out.
And the leprechauns and their pots of gold. There you go.
Absolutely.
Who knows? Maybe it'll rain and I'll be able to see a rainbow too. That would be awesome. Get a leprechaun with a rainbow in the background. How cool a shot would that be?
Oh yeah.
Get that pot of gold.
Nice.
It's funny.
That pot of gold to pay for your dragon.
Yeah.
Very
No,
nice.
it's funny because like these days I tend to carry a figure around me a lot, even if it's just one. Like even when I'm going up to West End, which is, I guess, it's like, you know, like New York Times Square. It's kind of like going shopping or whatever. Like carry a figure just in case. It's like kind of as when I was a kid, I used to carry Pokemon cards to weddings just in case. You know, like there usually wouldn't be another kid.
The game breaks out.
Yeah, just in case there's other kids there with cards, which never happened. But just carrying a figure just in case, like, and just in case you see something. And then what happens is I end up doing recce's. So if I'm somewhere, I'm like, oh, I haven't got any figures on me, I'll just take pictures of places and I'll remember it and I'll log it down and I'll make sure I come back to that spot, you know. So I still feel like fulfilled. I'm like, I ain't got the figures on me, but I can remember for next time. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll try to get something and get it posted. So you'll be able to see if I actually went out in nature. So
Sounds good.
very, very nice. And then Jesse, I know you pulled up Feizal. Did you want to pull up Elijah's Instagram?
Yeah, pull up this
because
guy.
some people might think it's Captain, but it's not. It's not 10. It's just Captain. It's like the series.
No, come back.
Yeah.
I was going to say as well, Feizal knows so many names of all trees, and all these names sound like Harry Potter spells. Can we get some, Feizal? Can you please bless us with some of the names of trees?
Yeah, give us your top 5 tree names.
Carpinus Betulus.
Name of a tree.
Okay, Fagus sylvatica, the beech tree. Carpinus Betulus, the hornbeam. You have Quercus roba, the oak tree. You have
They're spells.
Taxus baccata, the yew tree.
They all do
Or
so much
mushrooms,
spells.
Daldinia concentrica. You know, they all sound really cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Elijah, this shot inspired me to put that satchel on him as well. I know everybody likes to make fun of me for wanting the satchel, but
Jesse loves his satchel.
because he's the messenger. As soon as I saw this picture, I got home from work that day and dug out my extra one and put it on him.
Yeah. No, thank you, man. Yeah, that shot was taken in Lesness Abbey, and once again, guys, you know, whenever you guys come to the UK, come visit us, and we'd love to take you to this place because it's my favorite place I've ever been to for action figure photography. Because
Can you go back to that one, Jesse?
Yeah, it's your sweet spot, isn't it, Elijah?
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I got a question there. Like, are you like laying on the ground? Like, how are you getting so low? Yeah, like what does this look like on the other end?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it sometimes you'd be amazed. Like Feizal's taken pictures of me many times, as I have of him, where we're in the most crazy positions to get these pictures. Like we're talking, like, you know, kung fu crouching poses. You know, to get these. I'm probably mightily crouched in this position. You know, it helps that Feizal's 6'2", just so because and I'm like 5'7" barely, and like. Oh, just so no one gets surprised, like with Joe at Legion's Con, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. Even I have to crouch very low for some of these shots, you know.
If you guys have ever seen the movie Wanted, it's like the scene where Angelina Jolie's driving the car and she's like leaning out the windows and like bending over. That's I imagine what Elijah looks like and Feizal like getting these shots.
Oh yeah, and to be honest, sometimes it's like Feizal will tell you, man. The next day, sometimes you can feel genuine pain. You know, like from some of the crouching that we do. You don't have to get a solid shot, but sometimes, yeah, like, you know, something that people don't think about is, you know, like the footing. So wherever you're taking a picture from needs to be decent footing. Otherwise, if you've got nowhere to stand comfortably, then you can't get the shot sometimes, you know. But thankfully, in this case, there's a flat surface that I'm pretty much standing next to. But yeah, you'd be climbing on the rocks and, you know, bending up your toes and you know, sometimes, you know, Feizal and I will often make that aching noise because we'll stand up and be like, oh, because you're only good for like 10 seconds crouched taking a particular photo. But this one, funny enough,
that's my age.
But yeah, I mean, sorry, what did you say, guys?
I was just saying, what's the one? Isn't it like Catherine Zeta-Jones in one of the movies where like she's trying to navigate like through the laser security system or something?
Entrapment.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine Elijah's like that. Like he's just you know.
Oh yeah. And sometimes Feizal's camera is on a strap and he looks like he's actually got like a gun and he's just like snapping off. Awesome. You've definitely done that a bunch of times.
Yes, Tanya. This is live. We've been live for about 2 hours now. So it's a different time because I've got to travel to Chicago today. So
yeah. But no, sorry, to add to what Jesse was saying about the satchel, yeah, it dawned on me. I was like, you know, Sir Elijah's traveling, you know, he's on some sort of mission. That's the story I had in my head. I'm like, he's going to need some provisions, you know, you can't just walk around with weapons. Like, he's going to need some sort of satchel.
He needs his nuts.
Say that again?
He needs his nuts.
He does. He needs his nuts. He does. Yeah. And you know, sort of storytelling is something that we all do as customizers. And for me, being an actor and writer, Feizal was an actor too, and we, you know, one of the main, you know, mental health aspects of me starting this really was around COVID as well, or just maybe did a bit before, but really got heavily into it during COVID because I couldn't actually do what I love doing the most, which is act and you know, tell stories with performances. So I was able to do that with the figures, with the toys, you know, and that made me feel way better about not being able to currently do it, you know, as a profession. And so even that, it helped me massively, and it still helps me to this day. And I'll always do action figure photography, no matter where I'm at in life. You know, all you need is a figure and a camera. If you know,
this is unreal right here. Can you go back one? Like that shot, that's unbelievable.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, that's as you can see, the sky is like one of the main characters in this image. You know, because of how it comes across. And the Tyranids, those Tyranids just work with everything. Like there's nothing that can work with for me. You know?
I just love that, like you're from behind his back. You've got like this, like the cloud. It just looks very foreboding with the dark clouds overhead, and yeah, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
This feels like, you know, this character's been on this journey, like in these shots, like he's traveling, he's got a you know, I feel like this scene to me in my head, it's like, he's like, I just got to get over this hill and I'm there, you know, the castle or the fort, whatever I'm getting to is on the other side of this hill. And he gets to the top and these things come up and it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
It's like final hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so again, that's in
I was just going to say, as far as your like acting and stuff goes, is there anything that you guys have coming up that people should be aware of that we want to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, there's a movie that I shot in June called Tapped, which is about an autistic savant, and he has this very innocent relationship with this girl mate of his. They haven't even kissed before, and she gets victimized by this local gang, and he decides to become a vigilante and use those martial arts skills he's been honing in the privacy of his own bedroom since he was born, and takes them out one by one. And we're in distribution talks at the moment, so that movie hopefully could be released within the next 9 to 10 months.
That's awesome. That would be great. And what about you, Feizal?
Yeah, I'm playing his female friend. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I can see that. Little love
You're not
interest between the three of
into
you. Yeah.
bald hairless female for interest, but you can play it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a payday. It's a living, you know.
Yeah.
But
Feisal's playing that fairy that we saw Emil do earlier. So
yeah, Emil actually based it on me. Actually, in a nightmare he had.
Nice.
No, yeah, I had a part in that movie, Tapped. Anything else coming up? I separate. I do a lot of background work in movies, so I kind of separate the background work from like the acting work. So the acting work is where you can really like stretch your legs and put yourself into it. The background work, I did one little gig last year on a Ryan Gosling movie. I'm not sure when it's going to be out. You won't see me in it. It's like with the background work, it's like you watch it, and if you don't see yourself, you don't tell anyone you worked on it.
Gotcha.
Like, no, but sometimes, as you've been in like the Pennyworth show, you're the torturer, right? You played the did you guys watch Pennyworth? The series about
yeah.
Yes, season 1, episode 2, I think, when the leader of the what's that society, the evil dude.
I know what you're talking about.
He's being interrogated by some woman that looks like a librarian. And he's like hanging from chains. But it's me that's I'm electrocuting him.
Nice.
You get to see me torture him in that. But,
very nice.
The background work's fun. Like I think the first one I did was Doctor Strange, where I was one of the students at the temple, but I also doubled for Wong. I was his body and hand double.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
But then Jurassic World and James Bond and Kingsman, all kinds of crazy shit happens now and again. But half of them you won't see yourself in. But they're fun. You meet so many people. I've met so many friends, and it's just nice to be inside of it, see how everything works. Which all of it, if you're switched on enough, makes you a better actor. You appreciate the different roles and what goes into making a project of that size. But what I really love is working on the proper independent movies where you can actually put life into a character, like bring words on a script, to life and make them compelling, believable characters. That's our passion, really. That's what we love to do.
And it's amazing how it all goes around in a circle, because I'll create a character, an action figure, and that will inspire a story, and then I'll turn that into a film. And then so it's like when the Four Horsemen guys decide to finally make Mythic Legions the series or the movie, I'm gonna be first in line to pitch some ideas, alongside Jeremy. Well, Jeremy Driver will probably be writing the script.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that'd be awesome.
It's all related, it's all connected, which is great.
But have good availability.
Yeah. Elijah, you were in one with Alan Ford, right? That played Bricktop in Snatch. Weren't you in a movie, or what was that one?
I did an episode of a TV series over here called Doctors, which is like your sort of daytime TV. And it was really cool working with Bricktop, man. Alan Ford, he was doing his best not to swear.
Yeah, that must have been difficult.
Yeah. He's just a very direct, straight up guy.
Yeah.
And he did his best not to swear. I'll send you guys like some clips for that, so you can actually watch it on the episode. I've got the episode.
Yeah.
And that
what nemesis means?
He is so good at Snatch, man. Like that's one of my favorite characters of all time in any movie. Like he does such a good job. The whole like explaining like feeding body to pigs, like that whole like solo monologue that he does. It's like It's perfect.
Oh yeah, and things like what Feizal was saying about background work. It's a great way for people to start in the business in terms of screen work. Like, you sort it's like toe in the water, and then if you like it, then you want to go into more supporting and lead roles. And one of our friends, we can finally talk about it because it's finally been announced publicly, and you can see him. But I was on a podcast the other day, and they were asking about what do you guys think of the new Masters of the Universe, and like they've asked me, and I'm like listening, because one of our friends has been cast as Ram Man. And
very nice.
Yeah, and I knew then, like, you know what I mean? So it's like when they asked me about it, I'm like, yeah. And I was honest, I just didn't speak on it too much. But the reason why I brought it up is because, I mean, this is, mythic fantasy. People love He-Man, and it's one of the inspirations behind, I guess, the Legions with the Four Horsemen, but also because he was on Eternals as, was he Don Lee's, he's like double.
Yeah.
He was his stunt double. He's gone from being the stunt double in Eternals to now he's playing Ram Man in Masters of the Universe. Our friend Jean-Jo Zhang. So it shows you the build that we've seen his journey, and it's now he's in like what's going to be a massive movie, and he's playing like a very important character, and he's perfectly cast as well. When you guys see him, it's like we're just so happy for him.
Well, I mean, I've got an acting tip for you guys that I'll throw out there, maybe help you guys through your career, because it seems to me that the most famous British actors are ones that do an American accent, because every show, every movie that has like an American is always a Brit playing the American. So I'm not sure why it is that we love watching Brits be American, but that's the thing. You guys got to get an American accent down. So
yeah, like I feel like what it is. A lot of the time, like I feel like because we're cheaper, so they don't have to pay us as much money. So that's why we tend to hire British actors. And
so can we get your best American accent?
You just did it.
I don't mind.
In a movie, I want you to any movie line you want or whatever. Give me your best American.
If I was going to go first, I'm going to have a think.
No, you can go. I'm going to end up doing Chinese or something, man.
I'll go first. All right. It's 1999. High school football. I don't want your life.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well, you know what I'll do, guys? I'll give you, instead of American, can I give you like a piece? Because I can quote Conan like Shakespeare. So can I give you a piece? Conan?
Yeah, sure. Give us some Conan. Yeah.
This is fun. We always do this. So picture the scene, guys. Conan is he's backs against the wall. He's only got Subutai, a great warrior, and he's got obviously Mako. He's got the wizards, and he's got False of Doom and his men racing towards him. And he's just the first time he's gonna ask Crumb for assistance. So he goes, Crumb, I've never prayed you before. I had no tongue for it. No one, not even you, remember if we were good or bad. Why we fought, why we died. No. All that matters is that two stood against many. That's what's important. Valor pleases you, Crumb. So grant me one request. Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then to hell with you.
That was great. Love it.
Not American.
That's still good. I love it.
Like I'm giving Brad the run for his money, Like me and Brad are kind of,
Yeah.
I'm catching.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, now we got to get you on the lair and have you guys do an Arnold off.
That'd be awesome. He's actually, for me, he's one of the funniest people in the entire community. Like he kills me every time. I love how he slips into the accent. Feizal and I were talking about this. Like there'll be
100%. My favorite Arnold impression is him.
Yeah, you just see. You'll be talking normally.
He's the funniest.
Suddenly go into like the accent and he starts doing it, and no one even says anything anymore because I think it's you guys. It's so normalized now. It's like a form of Tourette's.
It's so normal.
It's like Split. He just slips into this Arnold accent, and no one. And he's got the sword. Yeah, he's excellent. Anyways, but yeah.
I did a little meme of him a while back where it's like a scene from Total Recall where he's watching the video of himself explaining what's going on, like Arnold is, you know that part, and he's like, like you are me, and it's like, but it's Brad looking at the screen of Arnold, like you are me, yeah. What about you, Feizal? You got any American or any kind of other that's not British accent line that you can deliver for us?
Not a line, but because I'm half Chinese, it's no problem for me. So,
It's okay.
There you go.
So a big problem for you. You die.
It's okay.
You're a big man.
It don't matter. You just go back and forth. It's fine. Yeah.
I think that would get you some voice work for sure.
We're always.
Not so much a line, but I think why us Brits are so are good at American accents is because we've grown up with so many American shows. So it was kind of like tuned our ear into it, like everything from Cheers to those guys like Friends or whatever, like Starsky and Hutch, like everything we've grown up with. We hear so many American shows and we love them so much.
Yeah.
That like for us, it's quite easy to just like drop into an American accent,
It's not hard. Yeah.
But I think with it tends to be more of a challenge for Americans to do the British accent, talk about brothers and all this kind of thing. But because
you got to put a V. You got to change the TH to a V. Brother.
Oh, he's my brother, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, yeah.
Sorry,
my brother, yeah.
No,
was it Julian Smith used to do those YouTube videos where he's like, brother, I've made you a hot Kool-Aid. It's like, it's not like a real accent. Like he's doing an accent, but it's not like a legit. Like
one of the Fast and the Furious movies, where it's got Jason Statham and who's playing his mom in that?
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren. And like over and over, she just said, "He's your brother," and me and Darla we'll watch that movie, and for the next 2 days, we'll go, "He's your brother."
I love her in that because she's always playing someone like really high class, more that posh accent. So seeing her with like the leopard print and being like really in that more like crime mob family style just makes me smile so much when she shows up.
She's great, man.
It's similar to same as what Feizal was saying. Like it's because there's fantastic actors from all over the world, and of course we know that there's amazing actors in the US, both discovered and undiscovered. But we've got, I guess you could say, a cheat code because it's true. I mean, I can't tell you more than 5 British cartoons. Like from birth, we've been Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We've all the American movies. Yeah, that's why I said Friends. Like near 95% of the TV we've grown up with. Obviously, things have changed now with streaming services, but 95% of it is American. So, and I know that this community we have is niche. Like most Americans don't tend to watch the American the British TV shows and whatnot. It's more people that are into what we're into. Like you might watch your Monty Pythons, your Red Dwarfs, and your Blackadders and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's very true. So we've kind of got an advantage in that regard, because
Black Books is one of my favorites.
Okay, see that's Jesse. That's like it's awesome, but that's not common that most Americans watch Black Books. So
okay. So I've got to ask a question then. Like in Snatch, like the whole Pikey thing, like is that a real thing? Is there really like a group of people like that you can't understand a damn word they're saying?
Exactly. A lot of the time, it's like be like that, it's really, really hard to understand what you're saying all the time. It's kind of like a hard accent. Get your head wrapped around, Not everyone sounds like the sort of soothing accent that John has is very different from the gypsy, the sort of typical gypsy accent. But yeah, as far as I say, it's a strong accent. Like it's like me, I'm half Jamaican, and there's Jamaican accents that some Jamaicans don't even understand. So there's variations of the accents.
Because in a previous career, I was a police officer for 9 years, and in the area that I worked in Kent, there were numerous traveller sites. So I had a lot of dealings with travellers, or what they call in Snatch pikeys.
Yeah.
And not all are from Ireland. You get some kind of more from around the country, but I have come across some that are 100% exactly like they are on Snatch.
Yeah. And did they try to throw in
fun.
dags while they're
fun to
dealing?
work with. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had a couple of friends, I had a couple of guys on my team who had a car pulled over with about 4 big pikeys in. I was nearby, so I thought, you know, I'd even the numbers a bit. So I pulled up, and being maybe not the smallest guy, I'd turn up. And the guy wound the window down and went, "Back me, look at the side here." He's like,
Yeah.
do you like a fight? I do like a fight. He's like, can you run? I can run. He went, I bet you can. I bet you like a fight, don't you? Kind of thing. So
That warrior culture.
that made my day. I was like, yes, I actually met proper bikers now.
Yeah, it's that warrior
That's so
culture.
great.
Yeah, good time.
You have that
All
warrior
right.
culture.
I got 2 comments real quick because I know we're probably pushing limits for Curtis today for getting on the road.
Hey, if they're gonna do pikey accents, I'll stay here all fucking day. I don't care.
2 quick questions. Well, one's a comment. I love when Nicolas Cage goes off, and I think it's the second National Treasure, where he's like in the palace tour or whatever, and he just starts doing his whole thing, and he's like, Agus, and he's just like, I was howling so loud at the movie. I think my mom was embarrassed to be in the theater with me at that moment.
Yeah, that was super funny.
But what was the other one? Shoot, I had a legitimate question there. Oh, okay. I think it's
Was it Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11?
Oh, yeah. That's... Oh, it's Bonnie.
Mate.
No,
Yeah.
I've got to ask this because being Brits, I know King Arthur can be a very touchy interpretation depending on how it's done.
Yeah.
I love the movie, the King Arthur Legend of the Sword with
Charlie.
Hunnam.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about that one?
Feizal?
Oh wow, passed it over.
I kind of feel for Charlie Hunnam a bit because his accent's all over the place. Like, because we know where he's from, and I think some of the movies he's worked on and some of the TV shows he's worked on, like, has had such an effect on his accent. I don't think he even has an accent anymore. Like, it's so broken up. Like, he struggles with quite a lot of accents.
Yeah, he does.
So I think it's done him more harm than good. I mean, he's fine on Sons of Anarchy, but when he tries to do any kind of regional English accent, which he is English, he kind of struggles sometimes.
So we ruined him, is what you're saying. We broke him.
Well,
Oh no, it's all right.
So accent aside, in the movie, because it's a very different take on King Arthur.
Yeah.
And it's like I like the traditional, the more kingly knightly. I like there was something really interesting about him coming up like ground level in the city, running the street. Like, I thought that was an interesting thing to where he earned his loyalty with his people that way. I thought that was a really fun thing. And the giant freaking elephants in the opening scene. Come on.
I thought, no, do you know, I didn't mind the film. I know what you mean, because it's even with like Django Unchained, they're playing like Rick Ross songs in Django Unchained. So I think sometimes people can think, what's going on here? But it's like, or like, the No Church in the Wild song in the Gladiator 2 trailer, the Kanye West and Jay-Z song. It's like people are always going to be like, oh, like swords and sandals with hip hop. It's a bit, you know what I mean? But I mean, saying that, it depends on what they do, because obviously, we mentioned Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which is a great film, but Kevin Costner's speaking in an accent which didn't exist at the time. So it is kind of strange, because he's got and Christian Slater, right? You got these American accents in the Robin Hood movie, but it's I thought it was a fun
Did they just
film.
tell him like don't? Did Christian Slater like try to do it, and they're like, just use your normal voice.
Yeah, but no, do you know what? It's because, again, I think it depends on how close you want to get to it. Because, guys, I don't know, I reckon you guys would be up for this, right? Feizal and I have talked about this. I would love to see a movie where everyone's genuinely talking in the closest to that time, like Apocalypto. Because Gladiator, the first Gladiator film is an amazing movie, but technically they should all be speaking in Italian, or it's, like an old Italian, but, they're talking like that. And you've got Oliver Reed, one of my favorite actors, who's talking like that, but that's not how they would have been speaking. So if people want to pick and choose what to be historically accurate about, but I guess we're brought up to believe that most of these people from all over the world had really RP strong posh British accents, which isn't the case. But yeah, I thought the film was decent for sure. Like I thought it was alright.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think I could watch a Guy Ritchie movie on anything. Like I just love the way that he puts movies together. They're
funny.
always just a lot of fun, and it's a different take on it. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I don't know that I'd say it's my favorite King Arthur, but I really enjoyed it. I like The Gentleman that he did not too long ago. That one was really good. Obviously Snatch I love. I've probably watched Snatch like, I don't know, 15,000 times. It's
You're a fan of Lock, Stock, Curtis? Do you like Lock, Stock? I think that's seen as like his best one from the Brits' perspective.
I do like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, but not as much as Snatch. Snatch to me is like, oh gosh, I love it. Just all the different characters, like, you know, Bullet Tooth and you know, the like Bricktop and just all the different characters are so fucking unique, and the just the storytelling and the jumping back and forth, and then how the storylines all kind of merge together. The whole story style is just excellent, and there's so many funny parts in it, man. It's just, gosh.
And Brad Pitt nailed the accent. Like he really
nailed
the accent.
That's good.
Yeah, pretty damn good.
I
actually met.
He's cut in that movie. Like that, Brad Pitt is cut. Like, holy shit. Yeah.
I briefly met Jason Statham end of 2023. Because I work in the security field now. I was doing a bodyguard gig over in Saudi at a film festival, and I had to escort him out to his car. So I didn't get much chance to talk to the guy, but yeah, he just looks cool. He looks exactly as you would do.
And
always
his voice. He's always like soft.
He's always like that.
Yeah, slow and yeah, like everything's just like very drawn out and just like almost like he's talking in a whisper, but very aggressive whisper.
Fooling is taking your life.
But for certain set of skills. I think him and Liam Neeson need to do a film.
The good thing about Statham, he's down to earth. Like I heard in the interview, someone was asking about, do you want to like stretch yourself and push yourselves? He goes, look, I know what I'm capable of. I make films that are fun to make, and I know I can do. I'm not going to be doing Shakespeare and stuff. So he's very realistic. He's done great with the stuff he's done, you know.
Because we've got The Working Man that's about to come out. We've had The Mechanic. We've had The Beekeeper.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. The Beekeeper
was fun. Beekeeper was fun. Yeah.
I think my favorite, you know, besides the two that are on screen here, but my favorite UK actor would be Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy so much. In Peaky Blinders, his character in Peaky Blinders is so freaking good. Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Curtis, or at least mine. I gotta go with Haley Atwell. Sorry.
Okay. I had I think I made the guys on Offworld watch the movie The Drop. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Seen
The Drop with James Gandolfini. That movie, the without giving it away to anybody that hasn't seen it, the ending to that movie, the payoff is so fucking good. I think it's the best. Overall, it may not be the best movie, but I think the payoff at the end of that movie is the best payoff of any buildup of a movie ever. Like, it's so freaking good. The little speech that he gives at the bar, when he's talking to the guy at the bar, so good.
I know what you mean. It's those kind of films that fall into the same category as like No Country for Old Men. You know, where it's just not what you can't really predict what's going to happen unless you've read the book. Like, you can't really predict what's going to happen. Like, because it's just they sort of take you. They take the script and they just rip it up and they do something different. So I know what you mean. That kind of impact. But yeah,
like you kind of like throughout the whole movie, you have this one vision of this character, right? You're like, okay, this is who this character is, and he's just kind of like a background character. He's not, and then you're like, at one point, you're like, oh, okay, so that's who this guy is. Like, okay,
like Kevin Spacey in The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Completely like wow, like you know. Like,
Yeah, he's
no
got
one's-
that crooked walk, and then all of a sudden it just straightens out. It's like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they realized that
Crazy.
all the names and places he was giving were just off the board
Yeah,
behind.
just shit around the room. Yeah.
I had a chance.
Yeah, but you know what, guys? In
Ah.
terms of period,
Kobayashi. Yeah.
what was that, Faiz? Oh, I think it's gone a bit fuzzy.
I think he's got a little bit of a delay. So
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah.
I was going to say, guys, that Faiz and I just finished watching Rome. Have you ever seen Rome, the series? TV? Oh man, like with Ray Stevenson as well. Like it's yeah. Feizal and I, we literally watched it, guys, like you actually watch a traditional series. You know, where you watch an episode a week. Like we kind of watched that because we get together, watch 2 episodes, maybe 3, and then like next time we see each other, we watch it again. And I mean, as far as we'll tell you as well, we can't recommend that highly enough. Like it's a fantastic.
Where's that?
series.
Is that streaming somewhere?
Faiz, we watched the first season on DVD, didn't
Where
we?
can you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, first since DVD. I don't know if you ever used Showbox Movies website. But on that, I think we got it. But it was what was it early 2000s?
Yeah, I think it's
series?
HBO for us over here, Curtis.
Yeah, because we couldn't find. We watched it on the first on DVD, second one online. But I guess it's different streaming services you can find. But yeah, it does work.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's good. Very authentic looking. The look and feel of it's really good.
We're saying
Yeah,
it's
there
on
you go.
there. So okay.
Yeah, I think you do as well. But yeah, I mean it's brilliant. It just essentially follows like 2 squaddies, as Feizal said, like 2 soldiers in the Roman Legion, and you got all these famous, like you got Caesar in there, and you got all these other characters. But it only went for 2 seasons. It got cancelled. Yeah, Mark Antony. It got cancelled, but you do get like a definitive ending because they knew they were getting cancelled. So
Gotcha.
so we were delighted about that because we didn't want to be left on a cliffhanger with people we're going to love watching, you know. But yeah, really enjoyed that season. That show.
We'll check that out. I would love to stay and talk with you guys all day, but I do have to get on the road. I got about a 5-hour drive ahead of me, so and I've got to be there for a dinner with my boss and my boss's boss, and maybe even my boss's boss's boss. So so I'm gonna need to wrap it up, but really appreciate you guys jumping on with us. You guys are welcome back anytime that we're doing one of these early shows. We'd love to have you guys on. Fantastic. And
Thanks.
folks out there, hopefully you picked up some inspiration from this, from the shots that we showed of their Instagram and just the conversation. And get out there, get out in nature, get some help your physical health, your mental health, and play with your toys, have some fun, right? Anything else, guys, before anything that you guys want to promote or talk about before? Obviously, I know Elijah, you got a YouTube channel, right?
Same handle, Cap N Firebeard Baker, and yeah, you can just see more of the action figure photography on Instagram, but with videos basically, and just stay tuned and more of the same.
Okay, Feizal, anything else that you want to promote?
Yeah, that's right. You can catch them on Cap and Firebeard Baker. But other than that, we have got something in the works, something that we're doing together in the works that we're getting there.
Nice.
Are they ready for the name?
They're ready.
We're going to be dropping Londinium Legions soon.
Oh, very nice.
We will go into a lot of detail about outdoor photography, model posing, the process, how we do things. So we will be doing that. Maybe further down the line, we may have guests. So
very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're trying to represent for the UK Legions over here, and seeing we both live in London, we are Londinium Legions. Prepare.
All right. Well, folks, if you happen to be in the UK area and you're walking around some castle ruins or maybe down the Thames or whatever, you see some guys walking around with a big giant dragon under their arm, or some goblins or some skeletons. It might be these two. So stop by, say hi, maybe take some photos with them, and enjoy yourself. Be out in nature. So
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you guys jumping on. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. You know what? I may even re-listen to this show while I'm on my way up to Chicago. So it was a lot of fun. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, guys. Thank you.
you
And
so
have a
much.
great day.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. We're going to put you backstage. If you've got to run, we totally understand. If not, hang out, and we'll see you in just a second. All right.
How the flesh lives.
Yep. Beautiful. That was a lot of fun.
That was definitely a fun show. Could talk to those guys forever.
Absolutely.
It was great getting to know Feizal. We've gotten to talk to Elijah quite a few times and hang out with him at Legion's Con and stuff. So I'm looking forward to. I know he mentioned. I'm pretty sure Feizal mentioned he's going to be at Legion's Con this year. If he can still hear me nod in the background, so I'm not making stuff up. Okay, he's nodding yes. So he's going to be at Legion's Con. So it'll be cool to hang out with those guys in person. Can't wait. Yeah, I know you got to hit the road.
I do.
So safe travels. I will see you next weekend in Mesquite Con, and we don't have it scheduled. I don't have a picture up yet, but we will be grabbing some folks from Mesquite Con to talk to next weekend.
Beautiful. You're coming in Friday? Is that right?
The plan is sometime Friday. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, then I will see you on Friday. For anybody in the Chicago area, I will be in Chicago through Wednesday, and then I will be moving up to Michigan for Wednesday night at Casa Bouchatti's. So if there's anybody in Chicago that wants to hang out, give me a holler. If there's anybody in Michigan wants to hang out, give me a holler. So,
and until next time, folks.
I almost said keep creating, but that's the other thing. What's on your shelf?
There we go. No!